Welcome to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where receptions are immaculate, buses score touchdowns, and legends are forged in black and gold under the roar of a city that never forgets a winner. Over the next 3 days, the lives of 257 young men and their families will change forever as they finally realize their dream of playing in the National Football League. But in order to properly recognize the present, one must first take a look back into the annals of history. From the days of the dynamic 70s Steel Curtain, led by Bradshaw and Mean Joe, to the 2000s run of 2 Super Bowls in 4 years with Big Ben and Palomalu, one thing's for certain. Whatever these teams are looking for tonight, Pittsburgh's seen them before. Looking for the big play receiver who can take the top off the defense? May I introduce you to Swan, Stallworth, and Ward, the bruising back that punishes anyone in their path every time they touch the ball? Get out the way for Harris and Bettis. Or the franchise quarterback commanding the offense, making every clutch throw and steering the city to Super Bowls. You already know about Bradshaw and Roethlisberger. And we haven't even gotten to what this city prides itself in: defense. Looking for the hard hitters in your secondary? Blount and Palomalu got you covered there. The linebackers that control the middle of the unit. Ham and Lambert had that anchored down for a decade. The best pass rusher that wreaks havoc on the opposing quarterback? Better look out for Kevin Green and TJ Watt. And the big guys up front who stop the offense in its tracks. Mean Joe Green and Cam Hayward are on the job. So while this city has been there and done that before, that doesn't mean it's not hyped and ready to do it again. As always, this draft will represent something different to each of the 32 teams. For some, it represents the beginning of a rebuild to try and get back to the mountaintop. For others, it's trying to build off of last season's momentum or rebounding from a disappointing setback. And for the select few, it's the singular mission of filling in the few holes necessary to hoisting that coveted Lombardi trophy next February in LA. It's untelling what's going to happen over the next few days, but one thing is for certain: the young men who will hear their names called got here the Pittsburgh way. Hard work, sacrifice, never faltering under adversity, and a lifelong commitment to greatness. So let's head on to downtown Pittsburgh, PA, for what is sure to be an unforgettable night of drama, draft picks, and yes, history. The Gryd Network presents the 2026 NFL Draft, and it starts right now.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Gryd Network 2026 live reaction draft show to the NFL. I am Bryson Carver. My friend Mike Guido will be joining us momentarily. That was Alfred Parsard Jr., who did a fantastic job, as he has for the last few years, in narrating our draft package there to begin. We're so excited to have you in the chat tonight. We're all live on YouTube, on Twitch, on X. Spread the word. Send the link to everybody you know. We hope to see you guys active in the group chat throughout the course of the night. I already got one comment right off the bat from Kevin C4007. We ready? Listen, I think everybody's ready for what is sure to be a fantastic night for the NFL draft. Again, Guido will be joining me at some point in time. I do want to start with what is not one of the major stories. I feel like it's the second straight year in which the first overall pick we know is going to be a quarterback. Last year it was Cam Ward out of Miami being drafted by the Tennessee Titans. This year it's going to be Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback from Indiana, national champion, Heisman winner, all that. He's going to go first overall, no question about it, to the Las Vegas Raiders. And it feels like the second straight year, not a lot of buzz, not a lot of hoopla and drama. Everybody's excited and curious to see what happens picks 2 on, because we don't know who the Jets might select at number 2. Could it be Arvell Reese? Could it be David Bailey? Could it be anybody else? It's going to be fascinating to watch all of that. But I think with Fernando Mendoza, the fascinating aspect about him is this, is that in most cases, And I think Caleb Williams was probably the exception to this rule back in 2024 when he was selected #1 by the Bears. And again, there were some crazy circumstances that went into that. The Bears got the first overall pick through a trade with Carolina. But most situations, we saw it with Cam Ward a year ago, if you're drafted with the first overall pick as a quarterback, you're in bad shape for that first year as a rookie, be it a coaching issue, be it the fact that, hey, there's a reason he got the #1 overall pick in the draft. The roster and the team's probably not very good. In the case of the Vegas Raiders, listen, they won 3 games last year. They don't have a very good football team as we sit here today, but there's promise there. We showed one of the few Raiders, maybe the only Raiders highlight that we showed in that package was Brock Bowers, the uber talented tight end from Georgia a couple of years ago, was probably the greatest rookie tight end ever in his rookie season back in 2024. Ashton Genty has promise. And you also have a coaching staff led by Kubiak, who came from the Seattle Seahawks, from the offensive coordinator for the Super Bowl winning Seahawks. And I think most of all, you've got the greatest quarterback and the greatest athlete in the history of team sports, as far as I'm concerned, Tom Brady, in your ownership group, being able to not just consult those in charge from a personnel perspective, but it certainly can't hurt rather, if you're a shooting guard and Michael Jordan's teaching you how to get a good open look on many occasions down the floor. The same case goes with Tom Brady. No one's expecting Fernando Mendoza to be the greatest quarterback ever. What we're saying is, hey, you've got a guy in your ear that most #1 overall quarterbacks do not have. It usually it's their quarterback coach. Maybe if they have any connection to somebody in the NFL, a quarterback coach who played in the league. I know Tom House was a catcher in Major League Baseball. He's trained a lot of quarterbacks. He's got the GOAT potentially going to be in his ear really a half hour from now once the Raiders select him #1 overall. So it's going to be fascinating to watch. I think Mendoza's got plenty of upside. The biggest thing that sticks out to me for him is the fact that, listen, this is somebody who we saw in the Big Ten championship game. We saw it in the national championship game, in the play of the game on 4th down when he runs in for the touchdown. This kid does not care to take hits. This guy will stand in the pocket. This guy can make all the big throws down the field. Not necessarily going to wow you with athleticism or arm strength, but has the overall package to put it together to be potentially an elite quarterback in this league if the Raiders are able to put the requisite talent and coaching around him. I think the coaching staff's in place. The talent, there's some stuff there, remains to be seen that what they decide to do over the course of this draft. But enough of me rambling. Let's bring on my compatriot over the course of night 1 and night 2 of this draft. Would you please welcome, as I get my headphones on right now, would you please give a warm welcome to the show to Mike Guido, who is joining us. Guido, how are you, my friend?
I am good, dude. How are you? How are we? We're finally back. You ditched me for the NBA show last year, so it's good to have you back, buddy.
Yeah, listen, if there's one thing that we know, it's, I showed up at the end of that draft, and I actually, one could argue I played like a Mariano Rivera role. I kind of closed it out with the Jemai Meshack scouting report, but that's old history. No one cares about that. What we do care about is the fact that this is an NFL draft that is very unique in the sense that outside of 4 or 5 prospects, there's no just blue chipper, oh my gosh, you have to have this player. We could see a lot of movement throughout the night, and given the fact, the first question I'll ask you, we've got 6 teams that have multiple first-round picks. It's the Giants, Chiefs, Cowboys, Jets, Browns, and Dolphins. Of those 6, which do you think are the most likely to use their draft positioning to move up or to trade down and get more picks over the course of this draft?
I think, I know all the noise has really been around the Cowboys, and I kind of think it is the Cowboys. I think that they're in a position where, they know they need to get one of those top defenders at the top of the draft, and they don't think that they can get one of them at the spot that they are. So listen, if that's something that they can sort of prioritize, if they know that they can, move up and use some of that draft capital, maybe even just because a lot of the trades that get moved around, a lot of the trades that get thrown out there right now are the Cowboys move up. They use their first pick to move up, their second pick to move down. They maneuver something like that. I think the Cowboys are certainly a team to watch for during this draft. And again, we'll see if they're comfortable sticking and picking. But a lot of the noise is that they want to move up. They want to get one of those top defenders.
It feels like, I remember distinctly last year, we all were kind of on the same wavelength, and all the mock drafts were correct on who the first 4 players would be selected. Now, obviously, Cleveland and Jacksonville made a trade that sent Travis Hunter to the Jags. But I think this is one of those weird drafts. We know Mendoza's going #1, and then at #2, that's where kind of the drama starts. Could it be Arvell Reese, David Bailey at #2? And then Arizona, a lot of buzz on whether they can move the 3rd overall pick to a Cowboys, to a Kansas City Chiefs, whoever's interested. Who do you think New York goes with the 2nd overall pick? With your latest mock draft, do you think it's Bailey, the kind of the ready now pass rusher, or do you think they go Arvell Reese, they go upside?
I tend to lean towards Arvell Reese. I mean, I think Arvell Reese is the better player. I think he's the higher upside prospect. But the thing that intrigues me about that whole situation, again, is them canceling the David Bailey meeting, right? That's kind of, I know the Jets tried to explain that away, and I mean, like, I get it, right? And sometimes there are ways that actually works. It was enough for me to think that the Jets are not taking him. You know what I mean? So I do kind of get the feeling that Arvell Reese will be the number 2 overall pick. Just such an elite athlete. He's so quick. I think he's a really, studly kind of player. So I think it's Arvell Reese. And then I think it's possible that you could see whoever it isn't, right, Bryson? I think whoever it's not, whether it's Arvell Reese or David Bailey, I think it's possible that you could see either one of those guys drop a little bit if a team like the Cardinals are interested in Jeremiah Love, or, there's a lot of dynamics that happen within that top 5 where, it could be a little troubling. So I think that there's something to look out for there too.
No question about it. And I think, listen, my latest mock draft, I did have Arvell Reese going number 2 to the Jets, really just for primarily because the Jets, as you said, canceled the meeting with David Bailey. Listen, if we're talking about an organization this dysfunctional, one that hasn't been to the playoffs in 2010, I don't think we're going to give the benefit of the doubt of, hey, manipulating the media and saying, hey, this is actually what happened. Like, no, I think you guys aren't exactly playing 3-dimensional chess here. But let's go and bring on somebody else onto the Gryd Network. It is Arthur Hirsch, who's my co-host, along with Tim Barnard on the Saturday Morning Tailgate. Arthur's a big Ohio State fan. Buckeyes are going to have a big night. How are you doing tonight, Arthur?
What's going on, gentlemen? It's been a while.
It has been a minute. Let me ask you this, Arthur. The Ravens had the 14th overall pick. Arthur's a big Ravens fan, for those that don't know. I tend to think that they're going with the guard out of Penn State. I think, being able to give Lamar Jackson some help on the interior and pass protection and be able to establish a run inside for Derrick Henry. Where do you think the Ravens go with that 14th overall pick? Again, a lot's going to happen. Where do you think they go?
No, at this point, I really don't care. Because here's my problem. No. And Bryson, I know this is one of your problems with me when it comes to my team. But it's like, dude, when you stress me out enough and when you get me to the point to where it's like, I just got to accept you where you're at. I just don't see how this team improves. I really don't. They have the quarterback. They have the running game. They don't have, look, Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, they're both really talented. Problem is, can't stay healthy. Sometimes they have bow and head moments, and it shuts the game down. The defense, I just hope that continues to be something to where when they're healthy, they're great. But dude, I don't know. It just feels like there's a ceiling with this team, and they're just not going to be able to beat it. When you countless times shoot yourself in the foot, I don't see how you can improve. At the end of the day, I'm looking at you. You have the talent. In my opinion, you had the coaching. Did the coaching get old after a while? Sure. It's the same thing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the Pittsburgh Steelers don't have the talent of the Baltimore Ravens. So it's like, man, y'all can do whatever the heck y'all want with that 14th pick. If it ain't Jesus Christ you're drafting, I don't know what in the heck you do to help you win. I don't. Because, okay, look at this, right? Chiefs are in rebuild mode. In my opinion, the Chiefs are in rebuild mode, right? Travis Kelce, he's seen what life is like as a man of Taylor Swift. He looks stressed, and I feel bad for him. But anyways, so you got that going on. They don't really have a dynamic wide receiver in Kansas City, and you have Patrick Mahomes. He's Patrick Mahomes. Okay, cool. Then you go over to, let's go to Pittsburgh, right? Okay. Y'all still don't know what the heck y'all want to do with Aaron Rodgers. For some reason, y'all just won't give Will Howard a chance, right? But still, it's like, you know what? We moved on. We got a new coach. And it's like, hey, why not? Cincinnati. If Joe Burrow can stay healthy, like that's the only thing. The only thing with Joe Burrow is health. The Browns, okay, we have, I don't know why we're still looking at Deshaun Watson to be an option, but we have Shedeur Sanders. It's like, bro, quit playing around with the man and just give him the starting job, let him run the reps with the starting team, and let's see what the Browns can do. You look at the rest of the AFC. You look at the Bills. Can the Bills get better? Can Josh Allen finally get over the hump and quit shooting himself in the back, and along with his team, can they get better? Who else? We look at the Texans, amazing defense, but CJ Stroud, He can't stay upright because he has a terrible offensive line. They finally go out and get him an O-line. Okay, can Nico Collins stay healthy? When who's their other wide receiver? Tank Dale. When Tank Dale comes back, can he stay healthy? So right now the AFC, in my opinion, is just very wide open, but it's not so wide open to the point where the Baltimore Ravens will be able to take care of business and do what they need to do to capitalize. I just don't believe in them, dog. And it's very unfortunate, but it's just when I've seen this since Lamar Jackson was drafted, I'm like, bro, when you show me a bunch of times who you are, I believe you. And they show me that they are the football version of James Harden. You play great in the regular season, but when the postseason comes up and I need you to show up for me, you don't show up. You shoot yourself in the foot, you have turnovers early, and now you in so much of a deficit, you can't crawl back and win the daggone game. So I don't care. They can draft anybody. If it ain't Jesus Christ, I don't give a damn. I don't care.
That's a scarred Ravens fan that you just heard live on the Gryd Network Draft Live reaction show. Arthur Hurst. He's scarred. He's gone through a lot. Of course, as you can tell by Arthur's T-shirt, by what I'm wearing, we do not play favorites on the show. It is straight analysis. We wave no pom-poms or towels or anything for anybody. Speaking of Mike's team, one of his teams, is it Bills or Cowboys, Mike? I still get a little confused on where your allegiance is.
It's the Cowboys.
It's the Cowboys.
Whoever he feels that week. Okay, yeah, so the Cowboys listen. At least he's got the Buffalo Bills to cheer for.
Listen to me, Buckeye Bill. All right, relax over there.
Well, I'll ask you this, Mike, because again, you're a Cowboys fan 6 months of the year. George Pickens signed his franchise tag today, and there's some potential buzz that does he get traded tonight? Does that affect any deals the Cowboys might do, as we discussed earlier with their 2 first-round picks? What do you think is going to end up happening with that? Again, I think it's a surprise to a lot of people that Pickens signed the tag now as opposed to maybe at the deadline this July. That would lead folks to be thinking a deal's potentially going to happen in the coming hours. What's your thoughts on that?
So it's interesting because I think George Pickens wants to be a Cowboy. I think the Cowboys want George Pickens, and it just comes down to price, right? I really think that that's kind of what the situation is right now. And Jerry likes to play this kind of cat and mouse game with these guys. He did it with Dak Prescott. He did it with, Micah Parsons. We did it with CeeDee Lamb. He does it with everybody. So this obviously is not going to be a super clean transition. I do think that at some point George Pickens will sign a long-term deal there, and they will swallow it up. I mean, listen, with how well George Pickens just sort of assimilated into that offense last year, when CeeDee Lamb got hurt and he became the true number one, he really looked like a true number one. So sure. There's, certainly an argument to be made that he earned whatever contract he wants. I mean, he certainly played well enough to do it. So listen, if I'm the Cowboys, I'm trying to get that deal done as soon as I can. We know that isn't going to happen because that's not how the Cowboys operate, and it's frustrating and all that. But listen, I think all the buzz about the Cowboys potentially like drafting a receiver in the first round, like I think that's a lot of, I don't want to call it hogwash, but I also think that it's noise. You know what I mean? So I think right now, George Pickens, they will get a deal done. It's just a matter of when, and certainly him signing the tag means, you know what? Because right, all the reports say they talked to his agent, and now he signs.
Who's, by the way, Micah Parsons' agent as well.
Right. I think that there's progress here, I think, happening. So listen, if they can get somewhere with George Pickens and they can finally get him to that long-term deal, I think it'll pay off in dividends for them going forward. You saw how electric that offense was.
Oh no! Listen, I know as a Steelers fan, talent's never been the problem with this guy. It's been temperament. He'll go from a stretch like I remember he had against the Packers and the Jets, where it's like guys going for 100, 150 a game. He's unstoppable in one-on-one man-to-man coverage. He made some sick catches against Philadelphia in the second matchup, and then once the Cowboys kind of had it going midseason, could they slide in the back door of the playoffs? He had that poor effort against Detroit when CeeDee Lamb went down. Like it's a matter of temperament. It's a matter of whether his head's in the game, and that's always been a concern of mine. I think I remember distinctly Jerry Dulac was on with Rich Eisen, I think, in the middle of last year. And this is when Pickens was in the midst of being like top 3 in the NFL in receiving yards. And Rich Eisen asked him something along the lines of, hey, is this shocking to the Steelers what George Pickens is doing? He said, no, it's not shocking at all because they didn't trade him for talent purposes. It's just kind of give it time of the course of a season, and the emotions will start to boil over in a negative fashion for the football team. And I think I don't think that's necessarily affecting the Steel because the Cowboys do this with everybody, regardless of temperament. But I think it's going to be interesting to see who would be in the market based on that, because again, you will have to sign him to a long-term extension if you make the deal. Go ahead, Arthur.
And I want to say this, man. Listen, who better in the NFL to have a guy like George Pickens than Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys? Look at the history of players that Jerry Jones has dealt with. And who is better suited to be like, you know what? I'll take care of you. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Kyrie Irving when he went to Dallas. Kyrie Irving, hey, talk. It feels like the media is constantly on him. It feels like he's constantly saying something to have the media on him. And then all of a sudden he goes to Dallas. We don't hear anything. What does that tell me? Mark Cuban's like, look, come here. We got you. We're going to take care of you. You be you. Just make sure you show up on the court. And when Kyrie Irving was healthy, he showed up on the court. Out there this past season, Pickens, hey, Jerry Jones, I'm sure was like, listen, man, do you know who I've had under my belt? I've had Michael Irvin. I don't know if y'all watched the All the Smoke show. Michael Irvin was talking about that White House.
Well documented.
Yeah, very, very well documented what Michael Irvin was doing back in the day. Very well documented, this type of stuff that Dez Bryant was doing. It's like, dude, listen, I got you. Just show up for me. Don't lie. Tell me the truth. Listen, the temperament and all that, it's okay. I got you taken care of. Just when you get out on that field, you go out there and ball. You be you. Oh, wait a second. I can be me. Now, as Mike said, the problem is now we're talking about money. I hope that Pickens does get his fair share and the appreciation he deserves for what he did this past season. Having Dak Prescott also as your quarterback does help. I know everybody gives him flack for a bunch of reasons, but he is also a true leader, and he has shown that plenty of times. And CD Lamb's a true leader as well, because CD Lamb could have messed up that offense and said, excuse me, y'all forget who the heck I am? But you know, hey, whatever, if you want to call it karma, if whatever the heck you want to call it, the football guys humbled Lamb plenty of times throughout the season last year, especially when it came in crucial moments where he was the one that needed to make plays, and Pickens ended up being the go-to guy. So the Cowboys have a really special thing going, as both of you know, and as both of you already said. It just comes a matter of the price and who's willing to give in this situation.
No question about it. And like you said, this is handling big personalities is not just something the Cowboys are used to. Like that's the name of the game in the NFL. The question is, does your productivity outweigh any potential distractions you could cause? Which feels like a great segue to bring in our fourth guest, Tim Barnard, who is the host of the Boston Sports Summit and Arthur's co-host on the Saturday morning tailgate during the fall. Tim, welcome to the show.
What's going on in Boston?
Thoughts?
Forget the introduction. Hey, it's Tim Barnard, everybody. Man, what's going on in Boston? What y'all doing over there, dog?
Arthur, how many times do I got to tell you, kid? I don't live in Boston.
You're from Boston. You're from Boston. You're from
Boston.
You're
a fan of Boston team.
You live in Florida. You're not of Florida. That's you're of Boston. Tell us the latest with the Vrabel situation. I think I saw that if he hasn't already, he's speaking to the media prior to the draft. For those that maybe are living under a rock, there's a situation regarding him and potential affair with former Athletic reporter Diana Rossini. And he's also not going to be a part of Patriots Day 3. He's going to go to counseling. Any latest news that you picked up in the last half hour or so in Patriots world?
Yeah, the only thing I did watch his press conference. Again, it's just him apologizing, say he's going to do better, say that, he wants to be the best man possible. He hasn't lived up to his own standard. And, just a bunch of, same crap that you hear time and time again. So, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, like, what he do with what is being alleged, because we see all the pictures, we see the kissing obviously from the New York Post earlier today. Again, obviously doesn't look good, but again, you gotta pick and choose here. You gotta figure it out, because when I look at this, it is a story. I'm not going to deny that. It is a story. And for all the people, probably a lot of Patriots fans out there saying that it's not a story, we shouldn't talk about this, man. You're being protective. I get it. We get it. But it is a story. You know, I just heard the guy from Tennessee, who is the biggest anti-Vrabel guy ever, was talking about how that Tennessee wanted to move up to 2 to get CJ Stroud a few years back, and because they knew that Houston wanted to get who's the defensive end? I'm sorry,
Will Anderson.
Will Anderson. They want to get Will Anderson first, then trade up to 5 to get CJ Stroud. But then when they heard about Tennessee's plan, that's when they panicked. And so that's why they traded up to 2, to get Will Anderson to 3, all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think anything's going to come of it outside of, I'm sorry, maybe down the road you might hear Vrabel and his wife getting a divorce or, something like that. I mean, God forbid, just from a, Christian standpoint, but at the same time, it's, again, it is what it is. So.
Yeah, and it's definitely gotten to some tough waters for the Patriots. Before I get to next question I have for you, yeah, for sure. Got a comment here from looks like Nicole Christensen. Steelers are taking Ty Simpson. Mark my words. Listen, I did read. I think it was Jeremy Fowler said that Ty Simpson recently had a conversation with the Steelers and was kind of pitching himself as, hey, like I'm a Steeler, like I fit the culture, all of those things. Listen, I'm skeptical. Arthur sort of mentioned it earlier. Let's see what the kid Will Howard has. Next year's a much stronger quarterback draft. If Will Howard doesn't have it, you draft somebody next year. The number one thing I don't want us to do is bring back Aaron Rodgers because that doesn't get us anything. But there's a lot that could come of that. Arthur?
Why do teams love doing this? We saw it last year with the Browns, drafting Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders. Why would you go and draft another quarterback when you literally already have one in your building? He's young, he's athletic, he wants to learn, he wants to grow, he wants a chance to play, and you're going to bring in some. Why are we doing this? Let Ty Simpson go to another team that really needs a quarterback for the future, and he'll be able to develop there. This is another reason why you're stunting quarterbacks' growth. Why are we having this competition? I want to see Will Howard compete against Aaron Rodgers. I want to see him give him a fit. I don't want to see Will Howard and Ty Simpson. We're not in college, okay? This is not college anymore where we're doing this BS. Let Ty Simpson go somewhere else to where he doesn't have to potentially sit behind another young QB that's trying to do the same thing he's doing. Let him go sit behind somebody that's really good or another backup that's legit, that's on their way out the door. Quit with this, bro. That's extra. You're doing too much, in my opinion.
I really don't think it's going to happen. Before I get to Paris Guido, do you have any thoughts on it? Do you think there's a chance? I think Ty Simpson's falling out of the first round. Do you think there's a chance the Steelers take him at 21?
I do. I think there's a real chance the Steelers take him. And think about it, Bryson, the Steelers, as much as we like to talk about Will Howard and, his potential as a starter, I mean, there's a reason they haven't started him yet, right? So, look, let me say this. Will Howard got drafted in what, the 5th round last year, 6th round?
6th round.
I mean, if you're drafting Ty Simpson, you're drafting him because you think he's your future. Okay. I just, and I know what Arthur's thinking because Will Howard's an Ohio State guy, and he doesn't like
it's not, bro. It's not even that. And here's the other thing too, and I know you were talking, but here's the other thing too that I don't like sometimes is this, right? Well, he hasn't played for a reason, dude. It's because for some reason they still are trying to believe and give Aaron Rodgers the benefit of the doubt, which I understand. Okay, he is a top 5, top 10 quarterback.
But here's the thing: is Will Howard the surefire starter going into next season over Mason Rudolph? If they sign no one, is Mason Rudolph right now going to be penciled in as the starter, or is it going to be Will Howard?
I think
because if they go into next year and Mason Rudolph is their starting quarterback and not Will Howard, Will Howard's not the guy.
But okay, bro, he's in his second year. This, bro. Why?
Arthur,
Here's the
I
thing.
get it. Believe me, I get it. And I'm not telling you that the Steelers shouldn't find out what he has. But what I'm saying is that if they're going to say we're not going to draft Ty Simpson, right? We're not taking Ty Simpson in the first round. Okay, then you better find out what Will Howard has, regardless of what you think of him in training camp, right? If they go into next year, they don't draft Ty Simpson, and then they start Mason Rudolph, then I don't know what your plan is, because
bro.
It's here's what I'll say. Again, Guido does have a point. There's a reason he was a 6th round pick. If you listen, and I'm not one of them, I listen. I liked what I saw from Ohio State, but as I said, when he got his hottest, Arthur, you know this as well as anybody, when he got his hottest in the playoff, throw the ball up to number 4, Jeremiah Smith. Something good is bound to happen. There wasn't anything from a tangible perspective, I was like, oh my gosh, this kid has something special in terms of Will Howard. Listen, I want to see him on the field. I really don't want the Steelers to take a quarterback in this draft. Mike McCarthy is a great quarterback developer, as we've seen in years past. Let's see what he's got with the year under McCarthy. If it doesn't work, you draft somebody in 2027. So I'm against a tie. I shouldn't say I'm against it. I'm not crazy about a Ty Simpson draft pick. I'm open to the possibility of it. But then Arthur does make an interesting point. You're in a weird spot. Rudolph, Simpson, and Will Howard.
Let me point this out too, because I want to be clear on what I'm saying here. I think it's possible that Ty Simpson lands with the Steelers. I don't, however, think it's likely. Okay. I'm not telling you that the Steelers are I think the Steelers are going to draft Ty Simpson.
Sure.
If I were to put, I'd probably say 80-20 that they're not taking him.
Well, 20 is not nothing.
And 20 isn't nothing. But the reason I'm saying that really is because Ty Simpson, and this isn't even it doesn't have much to do with Ty Simpson. The Steelers right now, as currently constituted, have the worst quarterback situation in the NFL. They don't have one. They literally, Bryson, unless Will Howard is what some people think he is, they don't have a quarterback, right? We could talk trash about the Jets and everything all they want.
They got
Geno
Geno.
Smith has had successful years in the league. Nobody on the Steelers roster right now has done anything in the NFL even close to what Geno Smith has done in 1 year. So, the Steelers we talk about how they shouldn't draft Ty Simpson. Well, think about it this way. The Steelers, more than any other team in the NFL, they have the biggest need at quarterback in the NFL, especially because this is a roster that's playoff ready. So,
well, that to me goes to where I think they mismanaged the hiring McCarthy, because when you hire a guy like Mike McCarthy, who's in his early 60s, who's won a Super Bowl, been in the playoffs, you're in a, it feels weird to say win now when you haven't won a playoff game in a decade, but you're with the roster, you got older players, Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Jalen Ramsey, and that's just on defense. You're going to try and put the roster in the best chance it can be to be successful past the regular season. So I think that's a mismanagement on the part of the front office. If it were up to me, I'd trade most of the veterans and then put yourself in a spot to get a top 5 pick next year. But we'll see what the Steelers' plan is. Again, they've got an offensive staff now, so that makes me feel a little bit better. But we'll see how it plays out. Let's go ahead and bring in Paris, who's part of one of our NBA shows, the Pull a Chair Pod. Paris, how are you doing tonight, my man?
I'm doing all right, man. Talk about the NBA. I'm watching the Hawks right now, but I'm not going to put the beat down yet. But taking care of the Knicks finally, 56-40 right now. Okay. I wanted the Hawks to beat the Knicks. I really want the Hawks to beat the Knicks. Ooh. They're beating the Knicks, so it's a good night so far.
I live in New York. I live in New York.
It'd be a very bad night.
That'd be tough.
They already lost once, and they're doing it again right now. So the Hawks had a crazy comeback. Well, I would say crazy, but stayed in the game 2 just to win that game, and now they've been leading this entire game, first game at home. So.
But by the way, again, I have to mention the fact, of course, the draft's in Pittsburgh. They're bringing out some Steelers legends. Cam Hayward and TJ Watt are on stage. They're bringing out Hines Ward. It looks like Lynn Swann out there. I'm missing somebody. They got Mel Blount out there. Many of these players, actually, all of these players.
Out every Steelers legend. I mean, it looks like they keep bringing them out. Jeez.
Got to bring out Bradshaw, Mean Joe. Let's get everybody out. So this has been great. Steelers, Pittsburgh thus far has been a great host. Hey, there's Big Ben. There you go. They're bringing everybody out. With their terrible towels. This is absolutely fantastic.
Look at Big Ben. Big Ben looks thin.
Hey, Big Ben looks good. If you've watched his podcast, Big Ben's
Yeah.
he's in good. There's Bradshaw. There you
He's
go.
like
I'm telling you, they're bringing everybody
moderately
out.
sized Ben now.
Moderately sized Ben. So they got the 2 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. Goodell's probably gotten booed, I'm sure. And they'll announce that the Vegas Raiders are on the clock. Let's go and bring in everybody here and get this whole party going. Arthur Hurst, Tim Barnard back in the chat. So again, now Paris, you're a Cardinals fan, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they should do with the 3rd pick? Should they trade down? Should they take David Bailey if he's available? Arvell Reese, what do you think they should do in that spot?
I mean, I think the move is Arvell Reese. It's one of those, they're a bad enough team that trading down isn't going to help too much. Obviously, they can get more, but they need all the players they can get. They're bad kind of everywhere. Their offense has no direction. Jacoby Brissett's their starting quarterback, but it's not like this draft has a spot where they're going to draft a quarterback number 3. Their defense gave up it was the 28th ranked defense in the league, so their defense also sucks. So they don't have a good defense either. So, like, I can understand trading down to get more pieces in the future, but if you do that, then you're also going into the season like, well, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to get much better this season, too. So I think they just got to take best player available, get a defensive end. It's one of those, this draft, you have to focus on one spot. If they're going to go Arvell Reese on number 3 pick, just stick with defense this draft and just get a defense. And then next year you can focus on offense, focus on a quarterback, but pick a direction, just go with it. Because right now, I mean, bad offense, bad defense, and granted, they have players on offense at least that should be good, but there's always some type of issue. Obviously, running back got injured last year, so that really hurt. But Marvin Harrison has been the first couple years. I still think he has time, but he's just been Granted, you can chalk that up to somewhat Kyler Murray. Them two just never had a connection at like ever for some reason. Michael Wilson looked good at least. Trey McBride looks really good. So it's like their offense, at least their offense has somewhat of direction. Just focus completely on defense this year. That's what I say. Just build a defense, make it at least average so you can compete with somebody.
Yeah, I think so. And I think there's an element for the Cardinals of, again, you're in a rebuild. You need a quarterback. You're obviously not going to take Ty Simpson 3rd overall.
Right.
So let's build the ancillary pieces around this football team. The Raiders are on the clock. Again, we assume it's going to be Fernando Mendoza with the first overall pick.
Can I
go
throw
ahead, Tim.
something out there? You should go to jail for draining the clock with the first overall draft pick. If you don't make this selection in 3 minutes, you're out.
Tim,
it's
drama. It's television, Tim. This is how it works.
But we all know. We've known for months now. And if somebody wanted to trade, they would have done it by now.
Oh, my God. Like, listen, Tim could not have been more right about that. Like, I complain about it every single year. They take the clock all the way the hell down. Like, it's ridiculous.
Like this is Peyton Manning, Ryan Leaf, 1998. Like that's like this is even a debatable.
Right. That's something I would understand.
Sure,
that would make sense. But Fernando Mendoza has been the number 1 overall pick since before they won the national championship.
No, Fernando Mendoza was the guy versus Penn State. That was the game. I told you guys on the college football show that was his Heisman moment. That was his first overall draft pick selection right there.
Yeah,
no question. The Penn State moment to Omar Cooper, the Big Ten championship. The numbers didn't stand out like crazy against Ohio State, but A, look at the first round picks from that defense, and B, took some big hits in that game.
That catch against Penn State might have put Omar Cooper in the first round too. So,
yeah, catch the year in college football.
Kind of saved their season.
Yeah, very well might have. And then obviously in the national championship, if you want to say the Heisman moment after he won the Heisman, obviously the dive on the 4th down run against the Hurricanes. Yeah, Tim, they're inside of 5 minutes now, and we still do not have a pick as in alert.
Shameful. Jail. Come on.
How much you want to bet that Fernando Mendoza hysterically cries when he gets picked?
There's a shot.
I threw that bet down last night.
Remember, his first words are going to be "Thank God." That's going to be his first words because he says it every time he ever has a mic in his face.
He will definitely thank God for sure.
All right. Looks like the Raiders turned in the card. They're all high-fiving and they're all happy now.
A lot of intense discussion going on there.
Yep. The funny part is, like, I don't mind when guys like the first words out of their mouth, like, I want to thank God. I think that's awesome. But whenever Fernando Mendoza did it after the Big Ten championship, I want to thank God. It was so good. The high-pitched squeal was perfect.
Oh,
Right
Oh,
on.
my God.
Give me raw emotion over canned answers any day of the week.
Oh,
That was dope. Again, we're inside of 4 minutes now. Again, I'm watching the ESPN feed, and like I said, we still have no official announcement. You know what?
Yeah.
We're the Gryd Network. We have the inside scoop. The pick is in. You know, the pick is in. The Raiders are going to take Fernando Mendoza. Let's just unofficially make it official. Okay, there you go. Pick is in. We beat him to the punch. There we go.
Okay, Bryson, I was about to say you'd look really stupid if they traded it right now. You'd look really dumb.
That would really, really bad.
You'd be really stupid if that
Hey, you know what? That would have gone viral. So
that
would
would
have been
hilarious.
stupid, but it would have gone viral.
For sure. My guy, Drew's in the comments. He's a Chargers fan. He says, I hate that as a Chargers fan. I can't like Mendoza now. Listen, that division, we know Mahomes is great. We know Justin Herbert's uber talented, and Bo Nix went to the AFC Championship game a year ago. If Mendoza pans out, is that maybe the greatest quarterback division ever? Like you're talking about. One surefire Hall of Famer, one that has uber potential, one that could be a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't even see. And again, Mendoza's going to have Tom Brady in his ear, which certainly can't hurt matters. So yeah, this will be remarkable for sure. But they're showing, they're giving Drew Bledsoe comps. Tim, do you see that?
It actually is a good comp. It really is. Like that's a smart comp. They have a lot of similar traits. What?
Bledsoe did not suck.
Yes, he did.
Okay, it's
after
you know what?
After 1996, he was toast. He's been in the league for 3 years.
But he did get y'all to a Super Bowl.
Toast. Okay, yeah, great. He took us to a Super Bowl. You know, like awesome.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I forgot the Patriots fans are kind of used to it.
Bro, do you know how spoiled of a fan base you got?
Thank you, Arthur.
To be like,
I call it how I see it.
Cool.
Bryce, do we have chimes? Do we actually have chimes this year?
I think we do have chimes.
We better have chimes. Oh, I love that sound. That's like my favorite sound ever. It really is. It is like crack.
Here we go. Here's the official announcement. It is Fernando Mendoza. It's official. Number 1 overall pick, quarterback from Indiana, Heisman winner. You see he's at home with his family. Let's see if we got any.
He had the hat ready.
He got the hat ready to go. The eyes are watering, so he's getting emotional. Understandable moment with his family. Fernando Mendoza, Mike Guido, is officially a Las Vegas Raider. Thoughts on the selection now that it's official?
Well, I do think I deserve credit for saying that he's going to ball out crying as soon as he got picked.
I wouldn't say bawling. He's crying. He's not bawling.
No,
just wait. The balling's coming.
There you go. Wait till he hugs Grandpa. Then it's going to be tough. Look, I think everything that was just said about Fernando Mendoza is 100% true. He's got the complete and total makeup of a franchise quarterback. He has everything as far as winning is concerned, leadership. He has all of those quality traits. Physically, I think his accuracy is of the Joe Burrow-ish ilk. I think he has, really high level accuracy with the football at all levels, especially in a deep ball. And honestly, it's everything that everybody loves about him already when it comes to his toughness, his, willingness to put his body on the line. I think his teammates are really going to respect him for that. So I think Fernando Mendoza, like this actually feels like something that could end the Raiders, streak of mediocrity. Like this really does feel like the beginning of something. Is he as special of a prospect as Trevor Lawrence was? No. Is he as special of a prospect as Joe Burrow was? No. But I think as far as a leadership perspective, things that he brings to the table, the intangibles that he brings to the table, there's something special about Fernando Mendoza that hasn't truly been tapped yet. So it's obviously a no-brainer. This could really be the start of something in Las Vegas. I think Mendoza is a perfect fit for that city.
Warren Sharp is one of the more respected football voices on social media. If you're a football fan, you got to follow him. He just recently came out with the stat that Fernando Mendoza, 79% of his throws were listed as on target. So this kid is timing on the money. Again, he's obviously got crazy accuracy. He's got Brock Bowers to throw to. He can hopefully hand the ball to Ashton Genty, who's looking to have a bounce back year. So Fernando Mendoza, number 1 overall to the Vegas Raiders, is officially official. And now this is where the draft gets kind of interesting. The New York Jets are on the clock. And so this is where we kind of get some drama. They got 3.5 minutes to make their selection. I'll ask Tim, your team's within the division. Who do you not want the Jets to select? It's not like it's going to matter. They're the Jets, right?
Yeah, so I would love for the Jets just to be stupid and draft Jeremiah Love. That would be
okay.
No.
And
That
don't
would
get
be
me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Jeremiah Love sucks. I'm saying that to draft a running back that high, it would just be foolish. Foolish when you get Arvell Reese there and David Bailey out of Texas Tech. Like those draft picks, I think would be for a lot. I wouldn't be worried because it's still the Jets, but it would show that they're actually doing the right thing. So
sure. And again, this is Aaron Glenn going into year 2 in which he is already in the hot seat. It was a brutal year 1. The pick is officially in, by the way, for the Jets. ESPN just came out. The pick is in. Let's go across the board. Let's go left to right. So, Guido, who do you think it is? You think it's Bailey or think it's Reese?
I am inclined to think it's Arvell Reese.
What about you, Paris?
I think it's Bailey. I think it's Bailey.
Arthur?
Man, Arvell Reese.
Tim?
Yeah, Reese.
I think it's Arvell Reese, too. I think... Again, number one reason I believe the A upside, obviously, but also the fact that, again, as we talked about it, Guido and I, to start the show, but the Jets trying to act like, oh, us canceling the meeting with David Bailey. It's a much ado about nothing. Like, guys, we're days ahead of the draft. It's got to be something. If you really love the kid, if you're willing to spend the second overall pick on him, you'd think you might want to have the kid in the building or take him out to lunch or something. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I do believe that it's going to be Arvell Reese. We'll see how it plays out. What I'm really interested to see is if the Jets at 16, this is a ways down the road, but if they decide to say, hey, our offense is atrocious outside of Garrett Wilson, we need to add some weapons for Geno Smith, quarterback of the future. We'll see what happens. But the pick is in. The commissioner may be making his way to the stage soon. ESPN's camera angles appear to be showing that.
I like what I'm seeing right now. First 2 picks, we're not bullshitting. We're getting right to it. I love it.
Yeah, I like that.
Not messing around. No, well, the Raiders messed around a little bit, but gotta give.
Even the Raiders, it wasn't so bad. Like there have been times where that clock gets down to like a minute.
No,
yeah,
and it was at what, like 3.5? Like we've had worse.
Want to have a phone conversation with the family and all that? They said, hey, you're a Raider. We know you're a Raider. Let's just get this out of the way. Get right to business. As soon as possible. But yes, again, the Jets, no interceptions last season for that defense, which is really bad, again, when you have a defensive coach. Goodell is his way to the podium. Here's the selection. They go David Bailey at number 2.
Bailey.
Yeah,
wow. Okay. All right. Paris deserves credit.
Yes, he does. Paris, thoughts on this selection for the Jets?
Listen, everybody doubted me. Everybody wanted to go Arvell Reese. That's the Cardinals pick, man. I think it's already said. Y'all, the Jets can take Bailey. We'll take Reese. We both suck. What we want? I mean,
okay. So either you cancel the meeting
because you knew.
Because they, yeah.
I mean, that's the only logic for it.
I really wondered now if they canceled the meeting with David Bailey, if they canceled it because of the meeting with Arvell Reese. Like, did they have the meeting with Arvell Reese, and after that meeting they said, yeah, we're definitely taking David Bailey? Like, I really wonder if that was like their
still feel like you do your due diligence, though, like even just to double check and make sure, but I don't know.
They meet him at the combine.
They did.
David Bailey's not a Senior Bowl guy, right? So
no. They met with David Bailey at the combine, but David Bailey.
Yeah. So that's
even when they interviewed David Bailey about it, he said like the Jets were the last team I met with,
and that's I mean, to me that doesn't matter. It's just that. They met David Bailey. They loved what he had to say and how he felt at the combine. And like you said, Mike, with Arvell Reese, they might have looked at him and been like,
listen, for the Jets, there was no rush. There was no rush needing to meet with the dude. They had the number 2 pick. You knew the number 1 pick was going to be. It's not like I'm about to compete with anybody to meet with this guy. If I want him, I'm taking him. Nobody's going to take him from me. So
our guy, Alfred, who did an amazing job on the Open today, he said the Jets should have taken Arvell Reese. So Alfred's a Jets fan. I'm really curious to think what Barry Grant Jr. is how he's feeling about this draft selection. Listen, Arvell Reese certainly has more upside. I think David Bailey's the more ready now player. And when you are a guy like, oh my gosh, coach's name, Jets coach. Aaron Glenn. If you're Aaron Glenn and you're on the hot seat, you're like, hey, I need guys who can produce right now. I don't have enough time to be able to hope that he develops and hope we win enough games for me to keep my job. So David Bailey does go number 2 overall to the New York Jets. And so now, Paris, Arizona's on the clock. Do you think this is a spot where they trade down? They got about 3 minutes to make their pick, so they don't have all day. What do you think they decide to do with this pick?
As I mentioned, definitely since the Jets took David Bailey, I think they just take over Reese. He's still there. Like I said, I just focus on one spot this draft, and they have the chance to take over Reese. Just focus on the defense. Even if they drafted like a linebacker like Sony Styles, shoot, it doesn't matter. Just focus on the defense. The offense sucks. Defense sucks. The defense was even worse. They had no defense. 20th ranked defense in the league. So again, I agree. If they trade back, you can get more picks for the future. But those not like they need players now. They just need players to develop.
There's got to be a partner. I mean, like the Cardinals are in such an interesting position because Paris is right. Like they could literally do anything with their roster, right? So I've heard so many. I mean, over the last couple of days, I mean, all the signs say Jeremiah Love. Like they will just, fly by the seat of their pants with the running back and go in that direction. Not saying that's the direction they should go in, but Arizona was also one of the more active teams of trying to trade out of that pick. So, like at this point, with the clock ticking down, I have a feeling that that's not happening. But I mean, it'll be interesting. I know they want to go O-line at some point in the draft too. Yeah. They want to improve themselves up front. I don't know. Arizona is like a key. What Arizona does here is so massive, I think, for the rest of the draft. It really is.
Why get Jeremiah Love? Not even, again, everyone knows Jeremiah Love is not as great, but why get him when we already have a running back? That's one of the one positions the Cardinals do have. That's like one of the only positions we do have.
Well, they got under 2 minutes to make the selection.
Unless they think Jeremiah Love is like a complete, franchise changer at the running back.
The only thing you worry about with James Conner's that injury last year, because that was a really bad injury, so they could be worried about what he looks like coming back, potentially. But again,
maybe
they didn't say, okay, you get rid of James Conner, you bring Jeremiah Love in. They were still back with James Conner.
I'd be. Here's the thing, though. With Jeremiah, like I'd be willing to say that Jeremiah Love is damn near the best player in the draft. Like he really might be the best player in the whole draft. He is so like I think Jeremiah Love is a spitting image of Adrian Peterson. Like that kid is so special. It's insane.
Your thought? Go ahead, Paris.
Oh, he has great talent. I mean, being from Indiana, I had to see all the IU, all the Notre Dame games. He has great talent, and which means I think he would be better than what James Conner is. But James Conner had 3-4 years in a row with the Cardinals with 1,000 yards. We made one playoff game, and it's been bad the past 2-3 years. So you bring Jeremiah Love in, say he does the exact same thing. That didn't change the Cardinals at all. So that puts us back in the same situation, I feel like.
And the Cardinals make it official. The pick is in, so they are making a draft selection here. Arthur, your thoughts on this? Guido sort of hinted earlier, hey, there's a shot Arvell Reese or David Bailey, whoever doesn't get picked second, it falls a little bit here. I know that's your guy from Ohio State. Your thoughts on this before the commissioner takes the stage pretty soon?
Man, all I want to see is 4 of my guys get drafted in the top 10, top 15. But I don't really care where they go. Just as long as I see 4 of my guys go in the top 10, top 15, I'm cool. But at least with Arizona, I believe when you look at, okay, who is the team that I feel is going to get better in the very near future is going to be Arizona. Okay, you move on from Kyler Murray. Okay, finally. Paris talked about it earlier. You have Marvin Harrison Jr., who's going to get better. You have Trey McBride. You have Michael Wilson. You hope your running back room stay healthy. Jacoby Brissett, I mean, listen, who is it? Pat McAfee always says, listen, there's a reason why a lot of these backups are still backups and they're journeymen. Is because they still are something
not
within
to
the
cut you off, Arthur. Here's the selection.
For sure.
It is Jeremiah Love, Paris. Your thoughts?
Wow. Yeah. That's wow.
I mean,
Jeremiah Love.
They're gonna go. They're going best player available. Again, it puts us in the same situation we've been in the past 3 years.
He's not the best player available.
Best offensive player.
It's debatable. It's debatable.
Offensive player.
He might be. He's insane. Jeremiah
again-
Love is insane.
Heisman
He's
finalist, by
phenomenal,
far the
but
best
you
running
know
back in college
what?
football.
You don't need him. Arizona is not a position where running back was their solution to then being over the hump a playoff contender. They have a lot of holes. Paris, you know better than me, but at the same time, it's not hard to figure out.
They have no
when
O-line
you're
either.
third. Yeah, you have no line. He's going to be getting stuffed in the backfield on almost every carry.
Well, listen, Mike,
This is why you don't draft running backs this early. It's ridiculous.
You were very high on oh my gosh, my man from Ashton Jeanty a year ago, who also went to a team with the poor offensive line. And again, we're a year in, but that didn't work so well. Your thoughts, though? You're very high on Jeremiah Love. Your thoughts on him going third overall to the Cardinals?
Jeremiah Love's a better prospect than Ashton Jeanty. Like, let's make that perfectly clear. Jeremiah Love is a more well-rounded running back than Ashton Jeanty is. Here's the thing. There's a very exciting element about this, right? So, like, if you're a Cardinal fan, if you're somebody like Paris, there is certainly something to be excited about here because he is going to bring electricity. You watch some of this guy's tape, and there's going to be times where Jeremiah Love is the drop-dead, no doubt, best running back in the league. Like, he is really, really that special. But again, I agree with everybody, right? I agree with everybody in the sense that, like, the Cardinals are in a position now where their roster isn't good. It's not like they were a team that had a bad season but have a roster that's, fairly put together. The Cardinals are in a position where they need a lot of help, and drafting a running back certainly isn't the starting piece of how you rebuild, right? You go O-line, you go edge rushers, you go corners, it's those kind of foundational, outside of quarterback, obviously, it's those sort of foundational pieces that you try to hammer early on in your rebuilding process. So somebody like Arvell Reese did make more sense for them, especially because this is a defense that is so open for what they need to be able to accomplish. And Arvell Reese can do a lot of different things, right? You can stand him up. You can set him on the edge. You can do a lot of things with Arvell Reese. Jeremiah Love is obviously, I think he's the most talented running back we've seen, at least since Saquon Barkley. So I'm very high on the player. I just don't love the pick. That's really the part that bothers me. Jeremiah Love is going to be a star. The Cardinals will have a superstar running back, but is that what they need right now? Probably not. No.
And when you look at Reese, I was thinking who's Saquon better than Bijan Robinson? Because I remember loving Bijan coming out of Texas.
Bijan Robinson was not, as a prospect, was not close to the player that Jeremiah Love is. Jeremiah Love is the best running back coming out of the draft since Saquon Barkley. I think he's really that special. He's better than Ashton Jeanty. He's better than any of the other Ohio State guys that have come out. Jeremiah Love was a better prospect now than Ezekiel Elliott was. He's that
killed
special.
Arthur. You just killed Arthur with that comment.
I get it.
I think Arthur might have just raged.
I just hammered Ohio State on back-to-back comments. But
this could be a rough night for Arthur.
Listen, Arthur. As a Cowboy fan, I like any of the three Ohio State defenders. I want them in the first round, and I don't think they're going to make it to me. So I'm just saying,
we're a quarter of the way there. So again, crazier things have happened, and Dallas has been a team that's been rumored to potentially trade up. Couple of comments real quick in the chat. Feel free to chime in the chat, everybody watching or listening. My man Drew says, business pick, offense sells more jersey, Love sells more jersey than a Bailey or an Arvell Reese. No question about that. Got a comment from Stat Keeper. Trey Benson is running back 1. They're doing it for my dynasty team. There you go. I love it. So where do you think the Titans go here? Again, I've had Jeremiah Love mocked to them, I think, every single trip down. Do you think they've been going all in on defense? They obviously hired Robert Saleh. Do you reach on a Cornell Tate or something?
Sonny Styles. I think I think you're going to see one of the Ohio State guys go here. It'll be, if they choose to go wide receiver, I'd imagine it'll be Cornell Tate, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles is who I would look at here. One of those linebackers.
I'm gonna give it 5 picks. I'm gonna give it 5 picks. If I don't see Buckeye off the board, it's 5 picks. But when that pick comes to the Giants,
you will.
Yeah.
I think what I'm doing right now.
If the Titans don't take them, the Giants are going to take one. 100%.
Is this Saturday morning?
One of these next two, maybe both of these next two are going to be Ohio State guys. Watch.
Listen, I had Caleb Downs to the Giants in my last mock draft, and given the
like
fact that
I think Downs, I think Downs to the Giants at 5 is more than realistic.
I think the Giants go Downs and Tyson. That's what I mean.
That was what I had
the
to.
best.
Damn
the best
That's
idea.
what I had to.
Buddy of mine's at the draft. I already know the fucking pick.
Oh,
Sorry.
don't say anything.
Whoops.
We're not an FCC airwaves, Tim. You're good. All right, let's get the chimes. Here we go.
No way.
Here's the pick for Tennessee. By the way, great new logo, by the way. They go Cornell Tate with the 4th overall pick.
They do go receiver.
So they do go receiver, get a weapon for Cam Ward. Listen, again, quarterback going into year 2, give him as many weapons as possible. Brian Dable's the new OC. A lot of promise potentially in Tennessee. Your thoughts on this pick, Mike Guido?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's the best receiver in the draft. I mean, look, I know that there are a lot of people that are worried about his speed, like his straight line speed. He's got I know that he didn't run a 40 at the combine, and that's really like the troubling part is they think he's got like 4.5 speed. But again, I always say this about guys that get, where you're worried about how fast they are, just straight line. Cornell Tate caught a lot of touchdowns at Ohio State. He did a lot of work at Ohio State. And whenever he gets in the open field, not a lot of people can catch him. So, I'm not really worried about the speed. He is so good at finding the football in the air and winning the battle. He just is. He is such a good physical receiver. Finds the high point at such a high level, really good route runner. Again, does a great job at tracking the ball when running full speed. He's a good receiver. I mean, I really think that this is like Tennessee needed somebody for Cam Ward to throw the ball to, and Cornell Tate has #1 receiver upside. I think this is definitely a plus pick, unless, again, the speed kills him. Then I think he's going to be a terrific receiver. That was the thing that bogged him down in the draft process was the speed. He had all the other traits, right? And he's a big-time pro. I think Tennessee is going to absolutely love him as a person. They're going to love him as a player. It's a good pick. It's a very, very good pick. I really thought they were going to go defense, but this is a good pick for them.
Listen, I'll be nice to Ohio State, Arthur, since Mike has just been crushing you guys for the last 10 minutes or so. You guys have arguably been wide receiver. You talk about JSN, you talk about Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr. Hopefully he develops. Now you got obviously Cornell Tate going 4th overall to the Titans. Your thoughts on this for Cam Ward next year?
Listen, I'm not mad at it, right? Here's my problem is that I was really hoping that he would go to the Giants because this is what I wanted for him. I wanted him to be able to have a year where he's not automatically the person that's getting looked at on offense. I wanted him to be able to develop. I wanted him to be able to have time. This is a guy, as Guido said, he has wide receiver 1 potential. He was playing wide receiver 1 at Ohio State. It just so happens Ohio State also has a guy by the name of Jeremiah Smith.
Who's going to be a top 5 pick next year, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, for me, I really wanted him to be able to play wide receiver 2 behind Malik Neighbors next year so that he wouldn't have so much attention on him. Now, especially with how teams are really quick to move on and the media plays a lot of, role in that, I'll hope that next year, his confidence doesn't go down. He stays locked in. He stays committed. And he just realizes I'm in my rookie year. Me and Cam Ward are going to be able to develop together. We're going to be able to grow together. And we're going to be able to do great things together. But I'm not mad at it. I hope him and Cam are able to work it out and be able to do great things. But Guido said it. For me, I get the speed thing. But listen, this man
you get open
separation. Bro.
I'm not worried about it.
Separation doesn't come from speed.
He's a #1 receiver.
We do have a trade. Just came in. We do have a trade. Not with this pick, but with another one. The Kansas City Chiefs, the Cleveland Browns are deep in talks on a trade. It would appear the Chiefs just got the 6th overall pick in the draft.
They're going to go get Arvell Reese.
They're going to get Arvell Reese. Yep.
The Chiefs are going to go up and get Arvell Reese.
The
Giants here. Let me tell you something right now for the Giants. So the pick
got to be Downs, right?
No, I think now that Tate went 4, I think this is Jordan Tyson. I think there's a real possibility if they want a receiver in the top 10, they got to take him now, right? that they got to go get Jordan Tyson now, because I don't think they can wait till 10. The Commanders need a receiver. The Saints need a receiver. And Jordan Tyson right now looks like he's the consensus next guy, right? I know for a while it was Mekhi Lemon, right? Jordan Tyson in the last 2 days, 3 days has skyrocketed backup boards. So
hang on. You talking about everybody else, dude. Imagine if the Giants somehow don't pick up Tyson and Tyson ends up going to Kansas City.
That's something too. That's why they have to pick him now.
That's possible.
If you think if Tyson, so the question is, if Tyson is still available, who do you pick between him and Reese?
Tyson, and then they take Tyson because obviously it's get him some offense. That's it. That's all he needs.
I don't know.
Here's
Reese is just so good.
Here's
Bryce,
the
go
ahead,
Bryce. I just
yeah.
want to say one thing. You're so wrong about the Titans logo. It sucks.
Oh, really? Oh, come on. It's better than the other one. It's better than the other one.
No, go back.
I got over that. I live in Tennessee. I got over that logo after a while. That was, and the uniforms weren't the best either, by the way. Quick, let's get some comments real quick, and then we'll get into the specifics of the trade. Let's see. Drew says, "How does this affect
DK?
DK's fantasy value."
Listen,
Florida,
if he still,
hey, your boy, Florida Gator DK.
Listen, if he still does, if you get return points, that's still legendary because that dude's an amazing kick and punt returner. So that's really what happens.
No question. So here's the specifics of the trade. The Cardinals, or not the Cardinals, the Chiefs get the 6th pick. They give up the 9th, obviously, 74th and 148th pick to the Cleveland Browns.
Wow.
Okay. So Cleveland just stacking picks, kind of like they did last year, obviously with the Travis Hunter trade. So,
well,
I don't.
What that tells me also about Cleveland is Cleveland is trading back because they want to go O-line. Like they want to go. They want to go get Francis Mauigoa. They want Spencer Fano. They want Monroe Freeling. Like they want to pick from that litter of offensive linemen, and they can trade back to go do that.
How much you want to bet that the Browns get a quarterback next year? That's their end goal. Next year, the Browns get a quarterback. That's their end goal.
That's
they
definitely
know. Yeah, they know that.
No, it's possible. And listen, like Shedeur, I think they have something in Shedeur.
No, they don't.
But
I'm iffy. Listen, I'm 50-50. What I don't like is them starting Deshaun. That I think doesn't get them anywhere.
That makes no sense.
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
But it's because of the atrocious contract.
Well, listen, they can they can just swallow the atrocious contract. They don't have to play him. Like, admit you effed up. It's fine.
Yeah,
we all do.
They don't have Sonny Weaver Jr. running the team.
You mean the greatest general manager of all
those
time?
Those were terrible trades. Terrible trades. Oh my gosh, awful.
He got David Putney. He got David Putney.
Whatever.
Come on.
Here's the
man
selection.
Is a genius.
Well, the selection's coming soon. Looks like it's what they do. They tend to get some additional people with Goodell to make the selection. We'll play the Giants for perpetuity.
I would again. I'll say this. Now that Carnell Tate went number 4, I think Jordan Tyson goes right here. I think this is I
think it's Caleb Downs. I really do. I think they get the best. To me, I think Reese is the best overall player. But in terms of team need, Giants are fine at D-line. You can get Caleb Downs and then take out a lineman at 10.
They're not taking Arvell Reese, right? Like Arvell Reese is not the pick here. They do not need a pass rusher.
I agree.
If you really let Kansas City get Jordan Tyson, what the hell are we doing?
Goodness.
We are really trying to make
no matter
the Chiefs
what
rebuild. We're trying to make the Chiefs rebuild long as possible. Why are you helping them? Don't help them.
Here's the selection.
The 2026 NFL Draft. The New York Football Giants select
Arvell Reese to the Giants.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Goodness.
Wow. Strength on strength for John Harbaugh.
Yep. Wow. Yep. Chiefs got Tyson.
I don't get that.
Chiefs got Tyson.
That's
what are we doing?
Very, very interesting pick.
What are we doing? Why? All
I
respect to
don't
Arvell Reese.
understand that. I mean,
I'm not,
are
and
they
I'm,
And they
planning
took
on-
Abdul Carter a year ago. Now
That's
that's an odd pick.
I'm not
And
listen.
Arvell Reese
Brian-
lost.
so
That's
if
You know
Brian
what-
Burns-
you know what that tells me? They're trying to trade. What's his name?
Thibodeau?
Thibodeau.
but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what like,
Probably.
That has to be it. That has to be it.
so what are they planning? But here's the problem: is that the Giants now, Arvell Reese is going to spend most of his time as a pass rusher, unless they plan on standing him up more. But the thing is that if you look across it, like even if they do try to trade Kayvon Thibodeau, which I think they probably are going to try and do, Abdul Carter and Brian Burns are both like stand-up edge
elite.
rushers.
Yes.
Well, Well, what I mean is like those guys are stand-up edge rushers. You know, like I that's something I don't really get. I really don't get it.
But here's the thing though with Arvell, and he showed this, and especially in his time at Ohio State. It don't matter where you put him, he's effective. He's effective on the line. He's effective at the linebacker position. It's like you said, Guido. He's going to be a pass rusher, but he can cover. He can be a spy. He can blitz if you need him to. So Arvell Reese literally is a Swiss Army knife in terms of what he's able to do on defensive brain. You don't need him in one specific position. He's able to do whatever you need that's best for the team. Again, go ahead, Tim.
I was just going to say, and if John Harbaugh comes in and implements a 3-4 defense, which is what the reports sound like, then it's a great move. Great move. And to be honest, I don't know why I'm not scared of the Chiefs next year. I'm going to miss. Who's got the TV?
What?
It's Bryson. It's Bryson.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's Bryson.
Oh, my apologies, Tim. My apologies.
All of a sudden, I'm speaking louder to get over your TV.
Let me turn down. I apologize. Make sure I can hear the commissioner. You get the news out. By the way, the Chiefs pick is in. Arthur suggested that it would be Jordan Tyson. I think that is on the board. Do you think they go Reuben Bain here and get a pass rusher?
No.
Why would they trade up for it?
I don't
I feel like they
think
wouldn't
so.
trade up for it.
Reuben Bain, right? I don't know that you'd trade up for Reuben Bain.
I think they traded up for Arvell Reese, and then now that plan just kind of blew up.
I think they're going to go.
I think that's possible too. I really think that there's a possibility that they traded up for Arvell
they
Reese.
go-
Yeah.
Do they go Sonny Styles?
Sonny
They
Styles.
could go
They don't
Sonny
really
Styles,
need
yep.
Sonny Styles.
You don't think so?
But no, I don't like. They don't really need like a stand-up inside linebacker. An edge rusher I would have bought. I'd be surprised if
absolutely.
they went Sonny Styles, but I mean Reuben Bain. I'm extremely high on Reuben Bain. If
So
they
am I.
were to take him, I think it'd be crazy, like crazy good. I mean, but I don't know. Like, I do think that like the more realistic possibility here is that this is Jordan Tyson. I really think that's something that I'd be willing to put money on.
Give Mahomes a legit jump ball guy. That would be, and it would also help in the
Mahomes
sense
is
of.
going to miss the majority of next year. So again,
I think he's going to miss the first month or so. I think he's back by October, is my guess.
But it'll be Mahomes will not be Mahomes next year. Like even if he does come back for a good
Maybe.
portion of it. Like, and I'm not
A lot of
saying,
that's going to depend on the O line, though.
Absolutely. You think their O line's good right now?
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Yeah.
Like that's not good news.
No. So I mean, listen, like Mahomes doesn't scare me right now. Like the Chiefs don't scare me right now. It's the end of their, it would be if they were to have another, dynasty like the Patriots did, a second dynasty. This is the tail end of the first one. They're definitely on their last legs, without a doubt.
So sorry, go ahead.
No. I was gonna go I was just gonna go off topic for like 2 seconds.
No, Adam Schefter just tweeted that despite drafting Arvell Reese, the Giants do not intend to trade Kayvon Thibodeau.
Oh,
So that's
Kicking him
weird.
inside or something. Like I don't really.
I
get
guess
the
now that
plan
Dexter
here.
Lawrence is gone, maybe you're gonna have to move somebody inside, and it's not gonna be Burns.
Dexter
And it's probably
Lawrence
gonna be
is-
Thibodeau. It's probably Thibodeau is the biggest guy out of the three.
they're gonna go all speed, just basically all speed. Basically, is what they're
I
doing.
mean, Dexter Lawrence is 315 pounds or whatever he is.
Oh
like
yeah.
Kayvon Thibodeau's 270.
Here's
Like, I'm not saying-
here's the Chiefs selection. Here's the Chiefs selection.
I'm not saying Thibodeau's big, but biggest.
Yeah, right.
Freak.
Mansour Delane from LSU. Wow.
Wow,
Okay.
they did take
So
they
Mansour
get-
Delane.
Oh yeah, they went.
They get the replacement.
Yeah.
They went with the replacement for McDuffie. Now, McDuffie played more times in the nickel, but they get their number one corner, probably the best corner on the board, right, Guido?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Mansour Delane is the safest corner on the board. Like,
sadly, safer than Jermon McCoy for sure.
He's certainly safe, but I think Jermon McCoy is a better prospect. I think pure physical, if Jermon McCoy played this past season, I think Jermon McCoy would have been a top 5 lock pick. But Mansour Delane did play and played really darn good. So I think there's certainly something to be said about that. Mansour Delane is a pure lockdown corner, just a great mirror of the wide receiver, can track the football really well. He's got great feet. It's a great pick. I mean, certainly the Chiefs had a needed corner after they traded Trent McDuffie. Again, this is just one of those scenarios where the draft is such a funny thing. I didn't think the Chiefs were going to have to trade up for Mansour Delane. I think they could have just sat where they were and gotten him that anyway.
Well, again, I honestly think they were trying to get Arvell Reese. And so this was their fallback plan.
They definitely were. 100%.
So this kind of blows up on them a little bit. But again, the Chiefs do have a history of drafting corners and developing corners. So this is something, obviously they got an amazing DC. So we'll see how it plays out. Now Washington's on the clock. I've heard some people mock and say they could go offense to get another weapon for Jane Daniels. It's got to be defense. They've had one of the worst defensive football the last few years. Ruben Bain, Caleb Downs feels like a selection here.
I think Sonny Styles is somebody that you could really look at here. I think Sonny Styles, I've heard a lot too that Sonny Styles is somebody they really, really like. So it would not surprise me if this was Sonny Styles. Caleb Downs would surprise me a little bit. I don't know that it's going to be Ruben Bain. I think this is probably, if I was going to cut it between two players, I'd probably say Sonny Styles or Jordan Tyson. They could use a receiver too. So I think that there's a possibility that could be the direction also.
If Tyson doesn't go here, he has to go to the Saints, I imagine.
Yeah, I'd imagine that the Tyson, I would say the floor for Tyson is probably New Orleans at 8.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because we will not see an offensive lineman go until at least 9. So, and this is, again, what we were talking about pre-show, Bryson, about the Cowboys potentially wanting to trade up. It's because of stuff like this, right? You just saw Arvell Reese and Mansour Delane get picked. Arvell Reese to a team that doesn't need a pass rusher, and Mansour Delane to a team that traded up to go get him, right? Yep. So what happens now with some of these teams that could potentially be trying to get up for some of these other defensive players?
It's really interesting for sure. So again, by the way, just to wrap up the Cleveland and Kansas City trade, the 74th pick, 3rd round, 148th pick is 5th round. So Cleveland, to their credit, they've done a good job acquiring picks. I think they understand, sort of as Tim was saying earlier, they're plotting to get their quarterback next year. Let's just build as many pieces around him as possible. I would be shocked if a couple picks from now the Browns don't go offensive line at number 9, whether it's Noah, Fano. We'll see. Drew says just need Iwan to fall. That's what I'm hoping for. I think he's going 14 to Baltimore, to be honest with you. I think they need help, especially in the interior. So
Ioane could definitely go earlier, though. I mean, I'm telling you, there are a lot of people that think Vega Ioane is the safest offensive lineman in the draft. If you want to take, he's
especially Melanoa's got the
interior guy. He's not going to play tackle, but as potential Pro Bowler, they think Ioane might be the guy there.
I'm curious as far as somebody who could fall. I'm really interested about Malanoa because of the report about him having a herniated disc in his back. Does that affect his draft stock? That could be interesting.
Right.
The commissioner is making his way to the board with Jerome Bettis and Lynn Swann, by the way. So there you go. Bringing out the Steelers to make a selection for the Commanders, which is odd, but okay. Oh, Goodell's doing something for. I guess they both won the.
So, Mike,
Man of the year.
just quick side note. 1, congrats on the sweep. 2, I bet a buddy of mine on the Red Sox to finish last in the AL East, and I have the Red Sox finishing last. So, yeah.
Wow. Do we have to just make things worse, Tim?
It's a bad year for Yankee rivals, by the way. The Mets had just lost 13 straight. The Red Sox are in last place.
Selling Yankee gear at a team shop.
How is that possible? I don't even understand.
They should be banned from Fenway forever.
I Well, no, again, it's ownership. I hate our ownership. I really do. I hate the Red Sox.
I don't think anybody hates it more than you do, Timmy. I'm serious.
I'm right there with you,
Nobody hates
buddy.
the Red Sox owner. Nobody hates John Henry more than you.
Correct. And the whole ownership group.
Here's the I don't want to talk about the Red Sox. Dang it. Here's the Commanders pick. It is Sonny Styles, linebacker out of Ohio State. That's his cornerback. This just said linebacker. Sonny Styles out of Ohio State goes to the Commanders. They needed help on defense. By the way, how about Bobby Wagner as a potential sort of mentor for him? This is going to be a really good spot. Your thoughts on this pick, Mike Guido, and then we'll go to Arthur.
Yeah, it's terrific. I think Sonny Styles is a special inside linebacker player, freak athlete. Great instincts, has 4.4 speed for a linebacker with great size. Whatever he is, he's 6'4" or whatever the heck his measurables are, 6'5". He's just a great player. Covers ground from sideline to sideline. He's fantastic. Really good at covering tight ends. Great tackler. He can rush the passer a little bit. Also, if you can put him in different packages and get him into some gaps, Sonny Styles can make a difference in that aspect also. Once teams got a real good look, because Sonny Styles at some point during this draft process was a mid first round pick, right? Like people were expecting him to be in the 16, 17 sort of draft range. But once teams got a look at his athleticism and what he could have been and what he could be athletically in the NFL, that's when his draft stock skyrocketed. He's a super athletic player. Reminds me a lot of when Devin White came out. That sort of athleticism, I think, is something that'll carry well with him in the NFL. It's a really, really good pick by Washington.
Thoughts on this pick, Arthur? You were down about your Buckeyes not going, and now there's in succession. Carnell Tate, Arvo Reese back-to-back, and now a couple of picks later, Sonny Styles to Washington. You're muted, Arthur.
Muted.
You're still muted, Arthur.
Nothing.
I think it might be a technical issue on his end.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, potentially.
What, this is Saturday morning tailgate all over again?
It really is, Tim. It's just like old times, just like in the fall, right? So we'll get Arthur back in here when he's able to resolve whatever's going on. But listen, again, I think Dan Quinn's a defensive coach, and the mark of any half-decent coach in the NFL is what's your side of the ball and how good is that side of the ball. It's why I was quite hard on Tomlin at the end in Pittsburgh, is because those defenses were bottom 10 in the league the last couple of years, certainly last year. So I think it's a smart pick for Washington. Now the Saints on the board, Jordan Tice almost feels like a formality at this point, right?
It's yes, but I hope not. I really want Jordan Tyson to fall to the Giants. It would have worked much better with him on the Giants, him on the Saints. I mean, who's going to throw him the ball?
Tyler Shuck's got potential. Tyler Shuck's got potential.
I've never been a
right.
Tyler.
I wasn't either, but at the end of last year,
Shuck. Listen, I covered Tyler Shuck when he was at Texas Tech. Not once did I think Tyler Shuck was an NFL quarterback. Not once.
NFL quarterback. Man, the Saints are hoping he's the franchise now.
The Saints.
That's terrible. That's even worse.
If the Saints look at Tyler Shuck as their franchise quarterback, they are hopeless.
A rude awakening.
I think if they look at Kellen Moore as their genius coach, I think they're in bad shape. But
that we can definitely agree on.
That we can agree on for sure.
That we can definitely agree on. I like Shedeur Sanders. Listen, I know the comment that just came up. I like Shedeur Sanders more than Tyler Shuck.
100%. Oh, 100%.
I don't know. I might want to take Shuck just because I won't have to deal with Shedeur's nonsense.
It's Shedeur's fans that get on my nerves more than Shedeur, to be honest with you. It's people act like he's just the future of the NFL.
No, he's not. Well, listen, talk to Barry Grant Jr. about how much he loves Shedeur Sanders.
He does love Shedeur.
Loves Shedeur Sanders.
Listen, I was on the show last year with you guys, and we all were on the same page of
being shocked that he fell.
Yeah, this should not have happened. I respect, how good he is, but at the end of the day, he's shown flashes. Shuck shown flashes. The only reason why he is a Pro Bowl, which anytime anybody says that just makes me tells me you know nothing about football. But again, Shedeur, he's only there because other guys got hurt and didn't want to play.
Drew says he thinks Chuck can win 9 to 10 games max with a perfect supporting cast. As bad as that division is, I don't necessarily disagree with that. I mean, Bryce Young, and Bryce has some physical limitations, obviously, that Chuck doesn't necessarily have, but Bryce Young can win 8 games and win the NFC South for the Panthers. So I don't necessarily disagree with that, but again, I'm just not high on Kellen Moore. That's where my main skepticism on the Saints comes from. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, We'll get to the Saints overall, next overall draft pick. But first, let's get some advertisements from the Gryd Network. I believe Tim is first up.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Barnett, and welcome into the Boston Sports Summit. If you're a fan of any of these 4 teams right here, or you're like me and you love all 4 of them and you follow them religiously, you're a big fan, this is the show for you. The big thing with this is real commentary and authenticity. I'm going to tell you like it is. If we're great, then we're great. But if we suck, I'm going to tell you that we suck and we need to improve. I'm also not afraid to call out our ownership or front office for making bad decisions, just like I'm not afraid to call out our coaches or our players for screwing some things up or doing great. All right? Because that's what this show is all about. It's about authenticity. So listen, if you're a fan of any of these teams or you're a fan of all 4 of them, check me out, the Boston Sports Summit, every Wednesday, live at 7 p.m., and it's electric, all right? We're going to go into some great detail about the Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and even the Bruins, and hey, you might even get a guest appearance from my little puppy here. So, it's a great show. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can also follow me on all socials, on Instagram, X, and YouTube, Boston Sports Summit. So check us out. It's a great show. It's a great time. Hope to see you there. God bless.
Next Boston Sports Summit. Can we start a sell the team chant, Tim? Can we do that?
That's next. You think that hasn't been going on for the last 2.5 years?
It's just
It's true. Listen, as soon as Tim said in that promo, I'm not afraid to call out our ownership. Oh, we know. No,
we started 5 minutes ago.
Perfect
timing.
But we all know, by the way, the star of that show is Eden, 100%.
100%.
Of course it is.
Like, come on.
Of course it is.
Though she is just the sweetest of girls. Look at her.
Oh, another cameo. Here we go.
Another cameo. Just showing belly up and everything.
Out. Love it. That's how my cat is. It's just they've got it hard, don't they, Tim?
She respects the hustle.
100%. Drew asking the comments, Drake May, is he in for another MVP run or is he due for a regression? Mainly asking Stat Keeper.
I love that Drake May's nickname is Drake May.
It's fantastic.
I love Drake
May.
I love it.
Drake May.
Oh,
depends on if he
so
gets
good,
AJ Brown.
man.
Let's put it that way. And I think he is.
Listen, I think,
barring something unforeseen, and unforeseen's happened in the last few weeks, but looks like they're getting AJ
Drake
Brown.
May will have a regression, but I don't think it's going to be a drastic one. I think he'll finish with like a 68% completion percentage, and he'll still throw for 4,000 yards.
Yeah, and I think obviously you added what's my man's name, Romeo Dobbs in free agency. Like the Patriots' weapons obviously got better in the offseason. I want to see them give the ball to Trayvon Henderson more though. Man, Goodell looks spent. My gosh,
sucked, dude. Like if it wasn't for some of the big runs, Travion couldn't find a hole to save his life.
Well, listen, it's all about development. And you got to upgrade that offensive line, which depends on.
100%. I don't disagree with that.
Here's the Saints selection.
For those of you wondering, by the way, ESPN is faster than the NFL Network.
Okay.
Just fun fact. I got both on.
Looks like they were singing Sweet Caroline in Pittsburgh, which is a bit odd, but that's our song, dang it.
Listen, they did that. They did that at the draft in Kansas too. Also, the draft in Kansas, they did that there too. So
they do take Jordan Tyson 8th overall. No surprise there. I feel like this was the most, probably the second most predictable pick to Fernando Mendoza. Jordan Tyson to Saints, give him another weapon, give Tyler Shuck another weapon opposite Chris Olave, but given Olave, he stayed healthy last year, but given the concussion issues, I think this is a smart pick. Your thoughts on this, Mike Guido? You really like Jordan Tyson?
Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, listen, Jordan Tyson's big thing is health, right? Like he hasn't been the healthiest. He still hasn't played a full season in college. But he's one of those guys that just finds a way to, be open for the football, right? Really good with contested catches, really wins at the high point of the football. Like I said, it really good, like route running, kind of like shifty receiver. He is not the fastest kid in the draft. He's got mid 4.5 speed, but as far as like his shiftiness and his ability to get open, he's really special in that category. I mean, there are a lot of teams in the NFL that thought Jordan Tyson was the guy that had the highest upside of any receiver in the draft, and they could potentially not be wrong. I think Carnell Tate was a bit of a safer pick, but Jordan Tyson, as far as upside is concerned, there's an argument to be made that he, as far as like actual physical traits, Jordan Tyson as a clean wide receiver is the top prospect in this draft in that category. So they're certainly getting him, getting Tyler Shuck another weapon. I think they're going to love him if he stays healthy and he can continue his pace of what he was showing at Arizona State. They're going to have a really tough receiver on their hands. So this is a nice pick by New Orleans.
And I think recent history in the division kind of repeats itself because Carolina with the 9th pick takes a big receiver, Tech McMillan, to hope and see if Bryce Young could continue to develop. Bryce Young had a bounce back year. Tech McMillan was solid his rookie season. They're hoping Jordan Tyson could be that guy. Very, very emotional as he makes his way to the podium. Really cool moment as he makes his way going.
All I can say is I have PTSD with Arizona State wide receivers.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do.
I don't blame it.
N'Keal Harry.
One of the worst draft selections of all time. Yeah.
AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, Deebo Samuel. Yeah, no, it's all right. We don't need any of those guys.
Especially if Tom Brady's getting older. Why give Tom Brady a weapon, right?
Exactly.
Why give Tom Brady a weapon? Yeah. Let's see. This is from StatKeeper. Was the report about Kyle Pitts possibly being traded all smoke, or do you think there's actually any game behind?
That's smoke. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't think they're, especially if finally at points at the end of last season with Kirk Cousins. Now Kirk's obviously in Vegas now, but showed some signs of maybe some improvement, some level of reaching that potential that folks thought he'd have. So we'll see.
Had a competent offensive coordinator to get the kid open. That's their problem. It's either been all Bijan Robinson or Drake London, with the exception of Kyle Pitts once or twice a season.
Hey, don't forget about Darnell Mooney, man. He'd be there. Darnell Mooney.
Right. Yeah, when London's hurt, it's Darnell Mooney's game, not Pitts.
Yeah, Mooney gets more shine than Kyle Pitts does out there, man.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about it.
If there's one thing that I despise doing as much as anything, and Mike Guido knows this as a Cavs fan, it's give any Cleveland sports teams any love whatsoever. However, I will say this.
It's funny, by the way. It's funny. We're talking about Cleveland. We're talking about the Cavs right now, right?
We're talking about the Browns.
Jordan Tyson. Well, right. I know you mentioned him, but Jordan Tyson is Jalen Tyson's brother.
Oh, really?
Really?
Jordan Tyson is Jalen Tyson's brother.
There you go. Pretty cool.
Okay.
Pretty cool. So the Browns are on the clock. What I was going to say is trading back, and they're in a position to where we still have yet to see an offensive lineman come off the board. It feels like this is an obvious now, especially now that Tyson's been drafted. I don't think they go Malinois because of the back issue. I think the safer pick would be somebody like a Spencer Fano. Do any of y'all disagree with me, or what do you think Cleveland does with this pick?
I think it's certainly O-line. I mean, I think the reason they felt comfortable trading back is because they knew they could get an offensive lineman later in the top 10. So I think if their mission right now is to take their top offensive lineman, I think Francis Mauigoa is the best offensive lineman in the draft, but there are a lot of NFL teams that love Spencer Fano. So it would not surprise me if Spencer Fano is the pick here also. I just can't imagine that Cleveland goes anywhere outside of that. I don't think Caleb Downs is on the board for them. I don't think it's Ruben Bain. I don't think it's any of those guys. I really do kind of feel like offensive line is going to be what they're looking for here.
By the way, you mentioned Caleb Downs, all right? EJ Savage from the Gryd Networks in the comments. He says, Caleb Downs, the Cowboys looking real good right now. Dallas is in
boy, would position. I love it. Boy, would I love that.
I don't think the Giants would take him, especially if they just agree. Miami could. You'll appreciate this comment too, Mike, from Drew. Best Cavs player of all time, Matthew Dellavedova. I have a jersey. Yeah, there was that moment in the sun when
that's a real fan. If you have a Dellavedova jersey, that's really something.
Here's the pick. We're a little behind. Here's the pick. It is Spencer Fano, 9th overall from Utah to the Cleveland Browns. They get their tackle. I think this is a really, really smart pick. Your thoughts on this, Guido?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people that think that Spencer Fano is the most versatile offensive lineman in the draft, right? You can play him at tackle. You can play him on the interior. The way he moves his feet. He is not the biggest offensive lineman in the draft. I mean, he certainly is a little bit more nimble on as far as offensive linemen are concerned, but he is a legitimate like top of the line offensive lineman. I think I think as far as like safety is concerned with O lineman, Spencer Fano, I think is like, there's no way he fails in the NFL. I genuinely feel that about him. You can line him up anywhere along that offensive line and he'll have success. He's a great run blocker. So I think for a team that is looking to run the ball right with Quinshon Judkins, have that sort of success with him, Spencer Fano makes a lot of sense for Cleveland. And this was a really smart move by them, trading back, still getting the offensive lineman that they wanted. This was certainly the direction they wanted to go in, and it's a great spot for Cleveland to be in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving watching this tape right now. Just him mauling
Giants
two
take
guys
Caleb
in the end zone.
Downs right here?
I mean, I'm gonna got
kind
somebody
of think
suggesting
no.
it.
I honestly don't know. I really think that it's possible the Giants go O-line here too. Like,
Well, they get away
I
with
think
coverage.
they should go online. Let's protect Jackson Dart, but again, no one thought they'd take Arvell Reese. So
Well,
I
let's
think
put it this way:
Francis
no matter
Francis
how great,
Marianoa is the guy I'd look out for here.
no matter
I'm
how
telling you.
great Jackson Dodd's O line is, Jackson Dodd will still find a way to get out.
Here's the pick.
Jackson Dodd.
Jackson Dodd.
I love that.
It is Francis Monoa. You were right in the money, Guido.
Yeah.
Right back to
Okay.
back in quick
Okay.
succession. Francis Monoa. Some people think potentially the best tackle in this draft goes to the New York Giants to protect Jackson Dart or Jackson Dot, as our guy Tim said. Jackson Dot. Thoughts on this pick? There are the injury concerns, but what are your thoughts on this, Guido?
Yeah, it's listen. I think Francis Marianoa, in my opinion, is the best offensive lineman in the draft. I think he's a perennial Pro Bowl tackle. He will play tackle, 6'6", huge body, good feet. He just like doesn't get pushed. Like I don't know. Like there's something about Francis Marianoa where like I know that there have been like concerns about him about like his lateral quickness. Not having the cleanest hand placement, all of that stuff. But as far as like just being like an anchor and just like not moving, like it's really hard to get by this guy. It really is. So this is a great pick for the Giants. It certainly is something to look out for with him. It's a really nice pick by the Giants. Really, really good.
It's a very good pick by the Giants. We've got to trade Mike Guido. The
Cowboys
Dallas
traded up.
Cowboys are trading
Wow.
to get the 11th pick. This has to be Caleb Downs. Has to be.
I'd imagine this is either Caleb Downs or Reuben Bain. It's Caleb Downs or Reuben Bain. It really depends on, again, for me, I think Caleb Downs is, I think, the best player left. Like, he's such a clean football player. But do the Cowboys look at Reuben Bain? And I'd be okay with either pick. I'm extremely high on Reuben Bain. Like, do they view edge rusher like that high in regard to take Bain over Downs? And if they do, there's no problem with that. I think both players are great. So it's really interesting to see what they do here. I'm really interested because the Cowboys trading up to this spot is like,
Pick.
like, right,
Up
literally
one
one pick.
pick.
Like, Jerry's
And they
going
gave
all
up.
in.
He's going all in.
It's got to be Caleb Downs.
It's got to be
I'd
Caleb
imagine
Downs.
it's gotta be Caleb
Pelissero just reported that they're trading picks 177 and 180. So like this isn't
So they
a
traded-
haul necessarily. So
they traded both of their like back end 5th round picks.
they must have really, or they might have thought someone was going to make a move with Miami to just jump one spot ahead of them, kind of like I think the Chiefs kind of had that plan blow up, trying to get Arvell Reese. So
Fun
we'll
fact.
see what happens here.
I love how Kurt Signetti scheduled a spring game for tonight.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He's a psychopath, man. He really is.
Love
He's a psychopath.
it.
Oh my gosh, all business. Okay.
Again, O line. Does that mean next pick they have to go wide receiver, right? In the second round?
Oh, the Giants?
Yeah, the Giants.
I mean, yeah. I would bet. Well, here's the thing too, Paris, is that like the receivers in this draft are not super, super deep. I think you're going to see some receivers go in the first round here, like toward like late. Like I think you could see KC Concepcion, Omar Cooper, Denzel Boston, like those guys kind of go towards the end of round 1. If those guys go before the Giants' second round pick, which is early second round, there's a pretty steep fall off to the guys like Chris Bell, Chris Brazzell, Jeremy Bernard. Like that's like a whole separate group of guys.
That's the only reason I was thinking they go wide receiver right now. Just because, I mean, Malik Neighbors, obviously you have him. He'll be back somewhere in the beginning of the season. But then, I mean, that's it. Still, for Jackson Dart. You really don't have a great number 2. Obviously, Tyson getting picked. You really wanted Tyson, but I was like, you might as well get one right here just in case, unless they trade up. That's the only other thing you can do is trade up at the very end of the first round to try and get somebody.
I'm generally against draft day spoilers on shows like this. However, if it comes from someone within the network, I think I'll put it on the screen. EJ Savage just put this. The Cowboys are 100% getting downs now. Pop a bottle. So I don't know if that's an announcement, but
I'm going to text him right now. I'm just going to text EJ right now.
Tell him he's banned. Tell him he's banned from the show for spoilers.
I'm texting him right now because I can't wait. I'm texting him right now to say it, to ask him if it's actually Downs. Because if it is, like Caleb Downs, let's just say this. If the Cowboys were to actually draft Caleb Downs, that could be the absolute best possible scenario they could have had.
Yes.
Like Caleb Downs, I think, might have been a better fit for them than Sonny Styles. Like, I really think that's like something.
And they're not, again, Ruben Bain with the concerns, with his arm length. Like, I think there's an element of Downs is not only the safer pick, but the better player, fills more of a position need because Dallas does need help at edge rusher, obviously post Micah Parsons, but at the very least, they're elite in the interior. So they can kind of wait till at the very least 20.
But Caleb Downs, but even then, like, it goes back to show, like, Caleb Downs also can be in zone. Caleb Downs can also cover in man. Caleb Downs is the same thing with Arvell, except Arvell is more of, we're going to have you in the second level of getting to the quarterback and making sure that you take care of that. Caleb Downs is, I got this whole entire thing covered. Y'all make sure whatever y'all got going on, y'all cover. Me, I'm good. Ain't nobody, if you throw to me, that's ballsy. But I'm making sure that I'm going to go and make a play. He can tackle. He gets to wherever he needs to. So it's not, again, it's not just, he's somebody that can play on the line. If you need somebody to be able to cover downfield, Caleb Downs can also do that. Quickly
on the Giants pick, because we have a ton of time to get into that because it came so quickly, and then the Cowboys had the pick. Tim, last year when Will Campbell was selected fourth overall, there was the moment where we were talking about protecting Drake May. We basically had a recreation of that. Francis Moanoa said, and I quote, "I'll die for you, Jackson Dart." So that's the guy you want as your left tackle for the future for New York
Giants.
Francis.
So. Jackson will die before you will.
Exactly. You will be here talking about you'll die, man. Jackson Dart going to be.
Jackson will kill himself.
Yes, leave that to him. Hey, you talking about something that you don't even have any business dealing with.
Harbaugh's got to get in that kid's head, like literally. It's or he'll shorten his career.
Why did ESPN have to go to commercial now?
I don't know. Again, it's the Cowboys. They're dragging it out.
On you.
So
it's television.
So EJ texted me back and said, so I asked him, is it actually Downs? And he said 100%. I've known basically all day. Downs posted Texas State flower on his Instagram. Then he sent me the photo. He said, here's the photo he posted, but looks like a few of the bigger name insiders are posting about it now. So I'm going to be extreme. I'm just letting you know right now. I may log off if it's not Caleb Downs. I may log off.
Man, we can't lose Guido.
I'd be okay. I'd be okay if it's Ruben Bain, but if it's Caleb Downs, I will like.
Well, then, guys, it was great doing the show with you. I'll catch you next year.
Oh God, don't make me nervous, Tim. Don't do that to me.
Gave up 2 5th-rounders, by the way, in the deal. Dolphins are going to be up on, or I guess Dolphins are technically on the clock right now.
Who cares?
All right.
Cares?
Commissioner makes his way to the stage. Here we go.
Yep.
It is Caleb Downs to the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, let's go. Oh, my God.
11 overall. This is a great pick.
Oh,
desperately needed help for the Cowboys defense. Your thoughts on this, Mike Guido? Y'all get your guy for your secondary.
Is so phenomenal. Oh my God, it is so phenomenal. Caleb Downs is arguably the best overall football player in the draft. It's just because that he plays safety and the positional value with him that he didn't go higher. He is such a special football player. Crazy football IQ. He's going to become an instant leader for the Cowboys. And here's the thing too, Arthur says it perfectly, right? You can drop him down. This is not somebody who's just strictly a center fielder. Caleb Downs can drop down, make tackles. He can play nickel. He's such a versatile defensive back. such a phenomenal pick for a Cowboy defense that needed help in their secondary, especially the worst defensive team in football last year, and they could potentially get the best defensive player in the draft right here. This is such a home run pick for them, and they still have a first-round pick later, so it's interesting to see what they do with that one also.
I saw a stat where the Cowboys, and we know how great their offense was a year ago, and we'll see what happens with the George Pickens situation. But the Cowboys, I think, led the NFL in most possessions that did not end in a punt. So like they were, unless it was an interception, they were getting, and now some of that's the part of that's a little bit of a Brandon Aubrey stat to a certain degree. But obviously Dak, CeeDee Lamb and company and George Pickens. So now if you're able to get a guy who is a playmaker, can be able to put yourself in position where you can get the ball in better field position. I agree with you, Mike. This is a fantastic pick for Dallas.
Home run. Home run.
Did you guys hear what happened with the Chiefs coach?
Which Chiefs coach?
So how ironic is it that they took a cornerback when their DB's coach was arrested on domestic battery?
What is it with these Chiefs guys? My gosh.
It's got something to do with Andy Reid's culture. I don't know.
It's got to be.
Going on over there. Bryson,
it's almost like Andy Reid's an overrated coach.
I hate you took that so seriously. I was making a joke.
Oh, you were? Okay. Yeah. Your delivery was really good. Your delivery was really good, Mike Guido.
Listen, it's not the first time.
Wasn't it Andy Reid's
stand-up
kid?
comedy?
Andy Reid's kid was supposed to be like arrested, but he was in the Super Bowl or something like that. He's supposed to be in jail, but got out. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yep.
Yeah,
I do.
Then the T-shirts for She not great.
Now, like Mike, you were joking, but you were probably a hell of a lot closer than you want to admit.
There's truth in jokes. I mean, like that's why I kind of thought he was serious. Like again, no one's questioning Andy Reid's a all-time great coach, but
I'm so excited about Caleb Downs. I
don't
really
blame
am.
you.
I'm so excited about Caleb. Arthur, can you just tell me more about Caleb Downs?
Mike, what's that goo dripping down from your camera?
Oh, stop. You are so terrible. God.
I mean, yeah.
I'm a school teacher, for God's sakes.
I mean,
jeez. All right.
I mean, I was thinking it.
Arthur, just tell me more about Caleb Downs and why I should love him.
Bro, first off,
this ain't helping your case, Mike.
First off, that's a joke that I would have probably made if it was a Saturday morning tailgate. That was a good one. That was a good one.
You want to talk about the South Carolina team name now, or you want to wait till later?
Oh, no. We
don't want to do that. Okay.
We passed, the Gamecocks and the Pussycats. But anyways, so I would say with Caleb also, my thing is, especially with you guys not having Trayvon Diggs, that's my thing. Like when you look at the guys that is going to be in that conference with them, right? You got AJ Brown, you're going to have Curtis Samuel. Who also is in that conference? The Giants, you're going to have Malik Neighbors. You're going to have Tyson now. Man, you're going to have some bona fide dudes that you're going to have to cover just in your division. Yeah. And it's going to be a great test, which is why I'm perfectly okay with, no, I don't want you to play up on that line, right? I want you to be – Trayvon Diggs, man, we don't know what's going on. I need you back there covering in the zone, and that's why I think he's his best at. Because when you saw what he was able to do with Arvell Reese, it literally was like, dang, I really can be a free guy out here. I don't have to play this particular role.
Here's the Dolphins pick. Here's the Dolphins pick.
O-line or receiver, Mekhi Lemon, something like that. Yeah.
Gosh darn it, they go Caden Proctor. I wanted Caden Proctor. Shoot.
Oh, wow. Caden Proctor went high. This is way higher than I thought he'd go.
That's why I thought he'd be available at 21, to be honest with you.
They panicked.
Well, let's get a left tackle for either, I guess, from the here and now for Malik Willis or for a quarterback in the future.
Hey, Malik Willis. Woo. Wow.
Yeah. I think Caden Proctor is a big dude. He's
and athletic, by the way.
Huge. Yeah, well, here's the thing with Caden Proctor is like, so he's 6'7". Sorry. He's 6'7".
It's a professional show.
I know, I'm terrible. I get it. We did all right. And again, he's just like one of those guys that like doesn't move, right? Like you can't push him around. He's just like as far as technique is concerned, he's still pretty raw. Like, he's not somebody who's like great with hand usage. He's not super laterally quick either. But he is, like, for his size, like, kind of an athletic freak. Like, he's just so big and strong and, like, quick with his feet, moving forward, like straight line speed. Like, guys that are his size should not be running 40s that are like under 5'4". And he's he's just such a good athlete. So it's a good pick. The Dolphins definitely wanted to go O-line. I heard a lot about them loving Spencer Fano. But again, Caden Proctor is not a bad consolation prize. He is a big, monstrous O-lineman who's going to be in the NFL for a long time.
I really want it. Now, I will say Monroe Freeling was kind of my pipe dream. I think he's going to end up going to Detroit at 17 unless someone jumps and selects him. But Caden Proctor was kind of one of the really big tackles from the SEC. I wanted to fall to Pittsburgh, which one still might, unless the Steelers trade up.
Whoa, hold on a minute.
Are you looking at what I just looked at, Guido?
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
This is going to be.
I saw it too.
So I got it from EJ. I didn't see anything else, but I got it from EJ.
Yep.
This is gonna rumble. The Rams pick is going to rumble. I'm stunned. Like, if this actually comes to fruition,
can I tell you something?
Stunned.
Glazer reported it about 10 minutes ago. So he was on it. Apparently, if I mention names, it'll probably, it is going to shock a lot of people.
I am stunned. If this actually takes place, I am stunned. So I'll just say it. Okay.
Are you going to say it?
I'll say it.
Okay.
I got it from EJ. EJ is reporting to me that the Rams are taking Ty Simpson.
He's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Did it actually just go down?
It didn't just go. Multiple sources are reporting it.
Yeah.
Multiple sources are reporting it.
Glazer has it. Yeah.
Glazer was the first to say it, but this is. We'll do the chimes once it's official, I guess. But this is stunning. Let me read Glazer's tweet because. Let me pull this up because it kind of gave some inside information about. Okay, this is from Jay Glazer. The Rams are drafting Ty Simpson with the 13th pick. Sean McVay actually told Matthew Stafford today of their decision. It made it clear it's for whenever Stafford decides to move on. That is according to Jay Glazer 8 minutes ago. So Ty Simpson is going to be the heir apparent. By the way, I think Cowherd might have actually mentioned this on his show that he had been hearing the potential of Ty Simpson going to the Rams. So this is shocking. Wow.
No, like, I don't know why it's shocking to you guys. Like, this
it's
is
shocking because of how high it is.
Yeah.
No.
That's the only thing I care about.
That's not why it's shocking to me. I mean, listen, like, Ty Simpson, I wouldn't have ruled out Ty Simpson going to the Jets at 16. Like, that's not the reason why I'm surprised. The reason I'm surprised is because, like, the Rams were a really good football team last year.
Oh, yeah.
A really good football team last year. And I heard all along that they were in love with Mekhi Lemon. And they wanted to add a receiver for Stafford. So they went from trying to add for Stafford's team to now planning for time ahead of Stafford. Like, that's just
a lot of Jordan Love in 2020 with the Packers.
Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers.
Now the difference is at least
I get it. I didn't like. I get that whole philosophy, and I don't even think it's wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm just surprised that that's the direction they went in, because that's not what I thought they were doing. Like, I didn't think that they were preparing for life ahead of Stafford, life after Stafford.
You have to, though.
Because here's the thing: the by far the weakness of the Rams last year was their secondary was utterly atrocious from like November on. Given that they addressed that in free agency by taking 2 DBs off Kansas City, one of them being Trent McDuffie. Now, obviously, I think we all agree Jermon McCoy, even with the injuries, the best corner on the board. Yeah. The Rams were going to say, I had Kenyon Sadiq, mocked there for the last few mock drafts. It was kind of, okay, what's the weakness of their offense? I guess it's tight end. They're one of those teams that could take best player available because they're obviously in a championship contention space and in a win now space. And for them to take a guy for the future is listen, it's a gamble to take Ty Simpson 13th overall. It is. It's a gamble.
But in my opinion, I don't think it is, because it's the reality of the situation of, I mean, think about I know that, this is technically not our generation, but we grew up watching these guys. Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford are probably, not even probably, aren't they the last two of the old guard? Because everybody else is gone. So it's like,
unless you count Joe Flacco, then yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, him too. So it's like, we need a plan ahead. You're not going to be here forever. And if you really are going to be here forever, no, sorry. We don't want a situation like we have right now with Pittsburgh and Aaron Rodgers. Now, Matthew Stafford has not been that, but it still is a thing of Puka ain't getting younger, he's getting older. And he's a young stud, despite what his off the field BS issues he has going on. When he's on that football field, he's amazing. We're going to need somebody that's going to be able to keep up with his youth. And the reality is, as great as Matthew Stafford is, you aren't going to be the quarterback for much longer. You're on your way out.
And we've seen with quarterbacks in the right situation what can happen. I mean, Baker Mayfield came out, he was only okay, moved around. Now he's been the Buccaneers for some years. Sam Darnold was bad for some years, and now he's on the Seattle. You put him in the right situation, give him time. I mean, as a GM move, looking out for the future is what you have to do. I mean, it makes the only reason it's questionable is just because of, again, how high it is. But taking a QB to already have your future set out, you can't ever really say that's a bad idea.
Baker was good in Cleveland. They just on him, and then when the
Cleveland's atrocious.
That was all the management.
But even with how good he was in Cleveland, he's looked much better in Tampa. So
because he had a better team around him.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And so much of this league is about where you end up. Could Ty Simpson possibly ask for a better destination?
He's got
here we go. Here's the official pick.
Dylan Thieneman.
All right, there you go. It is Ty Simpson, 13th overall, higher than I think all of us thought he would go. It is official. He is the heir apparent to Matt Stafford. Your thoughts on this pick, Mike Guido?
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. I mean, look, did I think he was going to go this high? No, I didn't. But I thought Ty Simpson was a first-round worthy quarterback. I mean, listen, the reality is with him is, again, he's another one of these really good leaders, right? Does a really good job at working through progressions, great in pre-snap, right? Good accuracy, and he doesn't need a whole lot, right? This is we're talking about Alabama's still Alabama, but they're not the Alabama of old. Ty Simpson made them look like that. There was a lot of responsibility that fell on Ty Simpson's shoulders, and he came up with it, right? He's a bit undersized, right, for a quarterback. He's not he's not Kyler Murray, but he's a little undersized. He's not a super duper athlete. But listen, I say this about quarterbacks all the time. Quarterbacks are very scheme specific to their fit, right?
No question.
If Sean McVay is looking at Ty Simpson and saying, we can do what we're doing with Matt Stafford with Ty Simpson, then this makes all the sense in the world. It does. So we can say all we want. Oh, this is too high for Ty Simpson. With quarterbacks, it's so scheme specific. So if they feel this confidently about Ty Simpson and they just drafted their quarterback of the future and it works out for them, nobody can complain about it. So, and by the way, Ty Simpson with a classy look tonight, the double-breasted suit.
It looks good.
Love that. That's hot stuff.
It looks good. It looks like a franchise quarterback.
Halo, bro. He's styling right now.
I'm shocked. I really am. 6'1", 211. So yeah, like you said, not tiny, but not.
He's a bit
undersized, but he's agile enough where he absolutely could fit.
Yeah,
what he wants to do.
I saw somebody, this was like a month ago, comparing to Mac Jones. I don't know if it's the Alabama connection. It's like A, Mac's bigger, and B, he's far more athletic than Mac.
Jones is far more athletic. No, Ty Simpson is not a statue. He's a good quarterback.
No, he can move. He can. I mean, they ran a couple of design runs with him last year at Alabama, so he
can get out in space.
Sure.
Mac Jones is a stiff moron. What are they?
Yeah, Mac Jones is a pure pocket guy. Ty Simpson can move a little bit. He's
he's
not Josh Allen.
With a noodle.
Like he's not a transcendent athlete, but he can move. He can get out of the pocket and extend plays, and he can do all that. So
and you guys keep saying he's undersized, but he's basically the exact same as Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's got 2 inches on him, but Matt Stafford's 6'3", 211.
Yeah, well,
2 inches is considered, when you're.
Yeah. But also keep in mind too, like Matthew Stafford, like his arm talent, especially when he was drafted, Matthew Stafford's arm talent was like crazy. So,
all right,
if you're a little undersized, you can live with that if you're getting that crazy arm talent.
Let's not avoid the elephant in the room. Well, first of all, before we go to Arthur's pick, actually, let's go ahead and go to this because the Ravens are on the clock and the pick is officially in. Arthur, you are allowed to give any answer you want about who this should be, except for, I don't care, we're going to blow it in January. Who do you want here at number 14 for the Baltimore Ravens? You can't.
They're going to blow it in January, Bryson.
Oh, I know. Everyone knows they're going to blow it in January, but.
Man, I need the good Lord and Savior Jesus Christ
to give Ohio State another natty.
Oh well, yeah, that too. I think actually, listen, hey, look, I'm actually excited. I know we're talking about NFL, but I'm actually excited for the college football season. The way that we lost, we got our asses kicked, for sure. And the way we just started moving in the portal and in the offseason immediately after we lost, oh yeah, I'm glad that we have backup plans in place.
Blood.
But yeah, listen, man, for me, it's not about the talent, it's not about the roster, it's about actually just going out there and getting the job done. We've seen the stats the last 2 years. Just give number 22 the damn ball and let him run more than 15 to 20 times. Let him wear down the defense. The defenses are not now focused on Lamar Jackson. That opens up the field for guys like Lamar Jackson to be able to do what he wants with his legs. Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers, as long as they hold on to the ball, they are going to get open, and the defense has to stay healthy. I don't care, bruh. Just take care of business. That it's not that hard.
Here's the pick. Here we go. They went. I went with the 14th overall pick. So they do go guard. And no surprise here, I think, at all, Guido, right?
No, I mean, like this was. It feels like it was like written in the stars as much as like as Mendoza to the Raiders. Like Vega Ioane has been the Ravens pick for a while, and he is such a Ravens pick. He really is. Interior O-line, tough nose. He's going to be a perennial Pro Bowler. Like, he's just a really good player. And this is exactly what they needed. They needed to beef up the interior of their offensive line, especially after losing Tyler Linderbaum. Like, this was something that they absolutely had to do. And listen, I know that this isn't like the sexy pick that everybody wants, but Vega Ioane is a legitimate stud offensive lineman who's going to be around for a long time. He's going to make multiple Pro Bowls. This is a great, great, great player, a staple for the organization for many, many years. Really tough kid. Really great pick. Great pick by the Ravens.
Arthur, how you feeling?
Man, I told you.
You blown in January.
dude, you think, bro, you really think this was going to change my mind? I'm cool, bro. We beefed up the interior. We got more for Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Cool. Use number 22. Make him wear down the defense. Make the defense have to come and play in that box. Open up the floor, the field for your wide receivers. And then the defense needs to stay healthy and just play consistently. Dude, it's not hard. In my eyes, I really think it's not hard. We've had the roster. We've had the talent. Just get the job done. I don't care about who else we bring here. I would like to see another tight end, though. Love Mark Andrews, but Mark Andrews, it's the same thing with him and Travis Kelce. We're seeing two really great tight ends. They're on their way out. Isaiah Likely, I hope he's going to be able to get more touches this upcoming season. But nah, man, dude, you've had the talent, you've had the roster. It's all about just getting the job done. I don't know what more else you can do except just get the job done. That's all I care about.
Okay.
I will say this.
Like, if I'm
right.
crazy,
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
Like, I'm being for real. If I'm crazy, then please say that I'm crazy. But
No, you're not.
It's not a thing of, oh yeah, he makes us. Yeah, I'm not saying that he's not talented. I'm not saying he's not great. I agree with Guido. That man is going to be whatever the heck he wants to be in his NFL career, and I think it's going to be outstanding. But for a team that has already been to the playoffs, for a team that we've already seen during the regular season what they can do and who they can become, it's about them not shooting themselves in the foot. It's not them being able to having to improve. What you're improving is being disciplined. What you're improving is actually getting the job done. What you're improving is staying consistent in how you play. That's helping you win games. Don't go outside of that. Don't change or break what doesn't need to be fixed. You're doing fine. Give Derrick Henry 15 to 20 touches. Open up the field for everybody else. The defense stays healthy. It sucks that when I say it, it sounds so simple. But when I watch this damn team Sunday, Monday, Thursday, they piss me off because they go off script. Your script wins your games. It's okay.
Facts.
Go ahead, Guido. I knew you was going to say something.
No, it's okay. I don't need to say anything anymore. You're good. You're good. You're good, buddy. You took that one.
You get that off his chest. Here's what I'm interested in. We got a few guys. You got Bain falling. You got Jermon McCoy falling is not terribly shocking. I did have McCoy mocked to the Bucs in my last mock draft. They could use some help at DB. They don't go. There's no way on planet Earth they go offense.
I don't agree with you. I
really?
think
there's a good chance. There's a good chance the fact that
I know they lost Evans, but still.
The fact that Ruben Bain fell, I think now offense is completely off the board. But if Ruben Bain was taken earlier, there was a high probability, in my opinion, that it was either going to be Kenyon Sadiq or Vega right there. But I think
that was my thing. Is I think like Bain is like the fact that Bain is still on the board is pretty crazy. But Bain is somebody I would look at, obviously, and I think Kenyon Sadiq is the other one. I like Kenyon Sadiq fits what they want to do.
That's true.
Very, very nicely.
Loves two tight end sets.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing too
is Cade Otton is like
no.
a menace that's stealing the tight end job away. Like
Cade Otton had one touchdown last year.
Yeah.
Kenyon Sadiq is an offensive weapon.
Yeah.
Who is, by the way, kind of underused at Oregon. So
yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem is he's 6'3". So, I mean, it's not that it's big, but it's not.
Yeah, but he's so fast.
Which is perfect for the Buccaneers because the Buccaneers
have
a huge O-line. The Buccaneers have a huge O-line, so like.
Stat Keeper. I just realized that Stat Keeper is my buddy Dylan. I apologize. I didn't zoom in to see the picture. Dylan, by the way, is a big Patriots fan, so shout out to him. I worked with him and Drew in Florida. Let's see. Also, my cousin Brian. Shout out to Brian's a big time Bucs fan. He just texted me. Is he in? Oh, he's in Nashville. Okay, never mind. He's inside the Titan Stadium. That's pretty cool. Either way, I'm really, again, I think he's going to go 17th to Detroit. I'm really hoping against hope that Freeland falls to Pittsburgh. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm just, oh my God, I'd be over the moon if he fell to 17. Because I didn't think Proctor would go as high as he did. So
you don't have to worry about Ty Simpson anymore, Bryson. He's gone.
No, I don't. Unless I would have been like,
listen, Carson Beck is still out there.
Oh, jeez. Tim will never let me hear the end of it if we take Carson Beck.
Oh, I would love it. That would
nor should he.
There's no shot that happens, but that would be so fun.
Here's the Bucs pick. Ruben Bain. They go Ruben Bain at number 15 overall, so they get their edge rusher. Probably the best player on the board at this point in time, Guido.
Yeah, big time. Listen, I am like such a Ruben Bain guy. I know everybody's killing him for the short arms. I get it, right? Like and it's not just short arms. He has like first percentile short arms, but the guy's had short arms his whole life and still found a way to maul college offensive linemen. Like Ruben Bain to me is such a mean streak, tough player, like so quick. Like he might have short arms, but if he lands a punch on you, like it's over, dude. Like he's got such like a crazy physical style of play, such power to his rush. Like there's no way in hell that the Buccaneers thought that Ruben Bain was going to be here.
No.
There's no way.
A lot of people thought top 10 easy, like a lot.
I thought Ruben Bain, and again, this is where people say that I'm crazy. I thought Ruben Bain was slightly less, maybe I shouldn't say slightly, but not a significant amount worse of a prospect than David Bailey. Like I really thought Ruben Bain was that type of like high level edge prospect. I'm super high on him. I think he's going to have a phenomenal NFL career. I think he's a terrific pass rusher. He's going to be a perennial double-digit sack guy. The Buccaneers are going to love having Ruben Bain in the building.
It was honestly the best thing that could have happened for the Bucs to get Ruben Bain falling to the 15th overall pick. Like
I was hoping he kept falling to the Cowboys. That'd be something.
That'd have been
20.
sick.
Golly.
By the way, I got some activity in the chat. My guy Sal, who I met in New York City for the House of Highlights shoot, he says, "Who dat baby?" Listen, y'all got a good one in Jordan Tyson for sure. Drew says, "Shout out to Nashville, no question about it." Alfred in the comments, hoping the Jets take Mekhi Lemon here. Got to go Lemon for Gang Green. Please God, answer this prayer for me. Listen, they need help in the worst way on offense.
Yeah, that would be a great pick for them.
Mekhi Lemon would be Garrett Wilson 2.0 for the Jets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he would be.
Yeah,
Speed, no question.
But, like, I'm not saying that in a good way. I'm like, that's,
I mean, they still got Justin Fields.
You really want that?
Geno Smith. That's right, Geno Smith. Geno Smith. Oh.
Yeah, I think the no-brainer pick here would be Mekhi Lemon. He's, I think, easily the best receiver left on the board. They desperately need a receiver. And it would go a lot like how people would have predicted it for the Jets. If they got David Bailey, Mekhi Lemon, that would be a fairly predictable but good draft for the Jets.
Real quick, even though it's a whole different sport, there's 16 seconds left in this basketball game. It's a 1-point game. I'm over here stressing.
Oh, the Knicks came back.
The Knicks are up 108-107 with 16.
Oh, they came back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Atlanta has the ball, though. They do have the ball with 16 seconds. But yeah,
McBride play there, Paris.
McBride hit back-to-back threes. OG Anunoby had a fadeaway three. At the Knicks pulled a famous Knicks. They just started hitting shots.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Johnson missed back-to-back free throws.
Did he? Ooh,
yeah.
I think the Cavs are losing right now too.
1-point game. It's a 1-point game. 67-66.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Midway through the third.
Yeah. They were tied at halftime. So
Evan Mobley's not having a great game. He's 3 for 9. Donovan Mitchell has 9 points in the third quarter. He's 4 of 10.
Yikes. Here's a question for you,
Scotty
Mike.
Barnes. Scotty Barnes is carving us up because Scotty Barnes has 27 right now in the third.
Ooh.
Tech.
OG Anunoby has 30 right now.
If Lemon makes it to 20, would the Cowboys consider taking him, Mike? I mean, I think it depends on the Pickens situation.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I think, well, I even think without Pickens, I think that would be a possibility. I do. Like, I think the Cowboys are going to look at this and say, listen, if we have Mekhi Lemon with a first-round grade, they're going to take him. Like, that's how these teams work. If they have 13 players or 14 players first-round grade, then...
Oh, did he really? McCollum made the shot? Wow. Okay,
109,
here's the pick for the Jets. Real quick, here's the pick for the Jets. Kenyon Sadiq. Wow. That's an interesting pick.
Wow.
That's
nothing against him. Actually, nothing against Sadiq. It's not boo against Sadiq. It's boo for the Jets picking him. That's what it is.
Listen, here's the thing. Kenyon Sadiq is a great player.
Oh, yeah.
Like a great player. Super freakish athletic for a tight end. He ran a 4.39 at the combine at like for a tight end. That's
I want him to
fast.
Carolina.
Like,
That's what I
this
wanted.
dude can run. Now, here's the thing. The Jets got some pretty solid production out of Mason Taylor last year as a rookie tight end. So it surprises me. I would imagine that they plan on just using Kenyon Sadiq as
wide receiver.
Right, as a receiver or slot guy. Like, that's what I think. I think they're going to try and get creative, just using him as a weapon. It wouldn't surprise me if they used him out of the backfield at certain points.
Does that mean that Carolina's
They
going to
might
get
just
Lemon
see
then?
him and say, like, he's a crazy offensive weapon and we can use him however we want. And he's not restricted to just being a tight end, whereas Mason Taylor is. So, I mean, listen.
Alfred hates the pick.
I mean, look. Well, because, again, if you're looking at this as a like pure tight end, like that's where he's going to play, you're right. You shouldn't like it. But if the Jets are planning on, like I said, being creative, trying to get him into multiple situations where they can stretch him out wide, right? They can put him in the backfield. They can use him in multiple different ways as an offensive player. Then I think there's something to be excited about there. But they got two good players. David Bailey and Kenyon Sadiq are both very good football players. So that's not something to hate, I don't think.
Quickly, Paris, what just happened?
Hawks won.
The
Hawks won.
Hawks won.
Great defense. They didn't let Josh Hart get the ball. Not Josh Hart. They didn't let Jalen Brunson get the ball. And when he did, he got double teamed and had a turnover.
Wow.
Great
2-1.
Yeah.
Made the comeback in game 2, and now
John Kamiga dropped 21 points this game.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
And Bridges had 0.
Bridges didn't score? Bridges has had a rough year. Bridges has had a rough year. The pick is in, by the way, for Detroit.
Didn't score in the game.
Bridges didn't score a single point.
He took 3 shots. He was 0 for 3. Josh Hart was 1 for 9.
Yeah. Great defense from Josh Hart, though. I mean, he was on defense, but yeah, no offense. Like I said, the offense was Mike McBride. McBride was playing offense. OG Anunoby dropped 30.
Real quick, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will get to the Detroit Lions picks. So up next, I believe, I see Josh on here, so we'll see what happens. What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Gryd Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Bald View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys. By the way, Carving It Up will be live tomorrow at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific time, because obviously we'll be going live to do rounds 2 and 3 at 7. So just a programming update there. So Detroit on the clock now. Monroe Freeling feels like a Dan Campbell guy, doesn't he? He just does. He just does.
I would imagine Monroe Freeling, Caleb Lomu is somebody else that I would look at there too. But again, like we're running low on O-linemen. Like if they want to get an O-lineman, they should get one now. So
isn't it amazing how Detroit 2 years ago had the best offensive line in football, and now due to retirements and what have you, like it's been, rough sailing for them. But it feels like this is. Although again, could they go defense? I mean, who's still left on the board defensively? Like all the. They could reach for a pass rusher, maybe.
You could go like Akeem Mesidor, Keldrick Falk. I mean, you could go something like that. I've heard Malachi Lawrence is going to go higher than people expect. But again, I don't know. What are their needs on defense? I don't know that they need, could they use some help on their defensive line? Probably. Opposite Aiden Hutchinson, they could go with an edge rusher, but they definitely need an O-lineman. They definitely need somebody to beef up that O-line. So Monroe Freeling, Caleb Lomu, I think even somebody like Blake Miller at this point could be somebody that you could look at. Max Ihonachor is somebody that's going to go a little bit later, but
Ihonachor would be a little bit of a reach at 17, I think.
He's just such a project. That's the thing. He's such a physical monster, but he's a project. He's such a raw player that but like upside is concerned, like Max Ihanachour could have the highest upside of any O-lineman in the draft. Like he could be nasty. So I don't know. We'll see. I would imagine it's O-lineman.
The thing with Detroit, too, is among teams that have aspirations to make any sort of run, their needs at offensive line kind of exceed a lot of other teams, just in the sense that Jared Goff, when he has a clean pocket, looks like a top 5 quarterback. When he doesn't, he looks like a backup. So we'll see what happens with Detroit here as Goodell takes the stage. I think they got a Make-A-Wish kid making the Lions selection.
There you go.
I'm digging the drafts hats this year. I like kind of the pin in the hat. Maybe I'm wrong, but I kind of dig them.
Yeah, they're not all that creative this year.
There came a point in time, though, where they almost got too creative and were trying to do too much. Like, keep it simple.
Yeah. I wish the way that the NFL does, like the way it's set up and trades and stuff like that, was the way the NBA did it. I really do.
We ran about it every year on our draft show.
The NBA is a disaster.
It's atrocious. All right, here's the pick. Blake Miller. Okay, they go Blake Miller, tackle out of Clemson. So they do go tackle. Your thoughts on this pick, Mike Guido? Listen, Blake Miller's a guy whose stock has risen a lot in recent weeks based on draft research I've done. He goes to Detroit now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the pick I would have made. If you're going to take an offensive lineman, this is not who I would have taken at this point. I think Blake Miller is, not as ready of a player as somebody like a Caleb Lomu or Monroe Freeling, who just have a little bit more time under their belt. But he's a big dude. I mean, listen, he's whatever he is, 6'7", whatever he is, right? 6'7", 317.
Yeah.
So he's a big guy. Has really good burst for an offensive lineman. I think he's more than likely a right tackle in the NFL, which works for them, right? Because they're going to move Penei Sewell to left. So that's fine. Listen, he started 54 consecutive games. So he certainly has the experience. I just think as far as like his hand usage, run blocking, stuff like that, I think that there's a little bit more that he can work with, like he can develop on. But again, he was going to be a first, maybe early second round pick. So if this is the offensive lineman they like, and listen, Detroit's a well-run organization. They have a good mind for football. Like, this is something that they could work with. So Blake Miller's a good pick here, taking an offensive lineman, just not the O-lineman I would have taken at this spot. But Blake Miller's a good player, so it's solid for them.
Monroe Freeling doesn't go to Detroit, so I'm nervous for the next few picks. Minnesota now at number 18, Dylan Thieneman, right? Like it feels like that's
it feels like Vega Ioane with the Ravens. I mean, Dylan Thieneman makes a lot of sense, so we'll see.
Here's the pick.
See.
Caleb Banks.
Wow. They took Caleb Banks early.
Holy
wow. They took him early.
So much for the foregone conclusion. Wow. I think we got our first real reach of this draft.
That's early. I mean, listen, Caleb Banks is a good player. I did not anticipate him going in the first round. I did not see that coming. Now, here's the thing. Like, he's a good player, right? 6'6". He's got good size. He is a nose tackle. This guy is going to be somebody who stops the run, gets in there, fills up the gaps. He's a good player. I think in the NFL, like I said, I don't know that I buy his pass rushing ability is going to fully translate to the NFL. I don't think he's going to have that much of a pass rushing impact, but it's like a run stopper, defensive tackle that's going to get into the middle of the offensive line and be physical. That's what he's going to do. So again, it's a reach for me. But they are getting a good football player. This is not where I thought. I think if Caleb Banks didn't have the injury stuff, I think we'd be probably talking about him in this range, maybe a little later, but Caleb Banks is a good player. So not something to hate, just, it's early. It's early for him.
We got to trade in division in the NFC East. The Cowboys are trading number 20 to Philly.
Oh, so the Cowboys are trading back.
Cowboys are trading back.
Nice.
Philly's gonna be his 20th overall pick. Carolina's up next, though.
Nice. Love that.
Jerry's having a nice draft right here.
What are they? I really wonder what they're getting in return for that.
See if I can find it.
I wonder if they're getting like another third or something like that.
The Cowboys get 23, obviously, 114 and 137. So that's what, a fourth and a, I guess.
So they picked up 2 fourths.
Yeah.
They picked up 2 fourths, which is fine. It's
not bad.
Hey, did you guys see
trade the picks that they gave up? By the way, the picks that they gave up to get up to 11 for Downs, they just recouped with better picks moving back with the Eagles. So they've had a nice little maneuvering draft here. So it
feels like every year on this show, Guido's like pulling his hair out at the Cowboys' decision making. This is the rare instance in which they've done a good job.
Last year when they drafted Tyler Booker, I was ready to,
and Booker ended up being a pretty good player, right? I mean,
No, he's really good. Tyler Booker's really, really good. But I just got so tired. Like, how many offensive linemen, especially offensive linemen named Tyler, do you need? Like, it's just ridiculous. Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, Tyler Booker. I mean, geez.
The line of Tylers.
It's Tyler.
Did you see Jermaine Illuminor's tweet?
No.
The giant. Oh, well, he wasn't pissed, but he goes, another edge rusher. Practice will be fun.
Oh, wow. So that's not what I thought he was going to be like tweeting about. Really? Like, they drafted Francis Marianoa. Like, Jermaine Illuminor might not be there for that.
Well, this was probably before that draft pick, but I saw that going, holy cow, that's hilarious.
I'm still stunned that the Giants took Arvell Reese. I really am. I'm shocked at
Makes no sense.
I'm shocked at that.
Unless they're trading Thibodeau, it makes 0 sense.
But does that not fully embody, the Giants taking Arvell Reese, does that not fully embody the element of taking best player available? But
I don't think they're in a position to do that, though. That's the thing. That's why it's an odd pick.
I get it. But that's if people ever question what NFL teams do, that's what they do. Yeah. They draft whoever's highest on their board. They just take the good football players. That's what they do. So
for sure.
No, I agree with you, Mike. I've been talking about that for the last 2 weeks. It's best player available or position of need, best position of need.
Yeah, right.
But you're picking 5th. If you're picking between 11 and 20 or 11 and 25, then fine. I will gladly have the discussion with you, best player available or best player from the position of need.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, when you're 5th, you have so many top players. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it will not be. It'll be a bad thing for the Giants to have Arvell Reese. I mean, hell, they just, Kayvon Thibodeau's in his final year, right? Something like that.
He might be.
Yeah. So there's all the leverage the Giants need right there. It's not like you just got Abdul Carter. Now you get Arvell Reese. So listen, you want to come back? Great. You take this deal. Otherwise, bye-bye. You'll play here for this year, and then don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Dallas is also getting a 7th rounder for next year from Philly. Here's Carolina's pick. Dang it, Monroe Freeland. Crap. Dang it. I wanted
to take O-line. Wow. Yep. So, yeah, I figured that once Kenyon Sadiq went off the board, Carolina's plan probably changed a little bit. Because I think that's somebody that they really wanted. But Monroe Freeling, I know Bryson's all pissed now because
I'm pissed. I really wanted him, man.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, listen, he's certainly the prototypical offensive line prospect that people look at, right? He's a great athlete. He's one of the best, as far as grades are concerned, how there's the RAS score. Yeah. Monroe Freeling, I think, was 99th percentile in the RAS for offensive linemen. He is a crazy athlete as an O-lineman. again, great first step, uses his hands really well, great size, all of that. Again, another one of these guys that I think is going to be an NFL tackle for a long time. He's just not a super great run blocker. He's a great pass protector, but he does struggle sometimes getting to the second level, which is a little surprising for somebody with his athletic ability. He just doesn't have as much push as guys like Francis Maui-Noah and Caden Proctor and some of these other guys that have gotten drafted already. But he's a great pass blocker. I mean, if you're going to be looking to throw the ball a lot, and I know that Carolina wants to get into a point where they want to start throwing the ball more, Monroe Freeling fits that pretty well.
No question. Here's Philadelphia's pick, by the way. Mekhi Lemon goes to Philadelphia.
Yep.
So this is the replacement for A.J. Brown here. Man, oh man, that's a great pick for the Eagles.
Thank you, Diana Rossini. It is a done deal.
Seal the deal more than one way, huh, Tim? All right, Mekhi Lemon going to the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a great pick.
So EJ spoiled it for me. He told me it was Mekhi Lemon before it happened. I didn't know who Carolina was taking, but I knew who Philadelphia was taking at 20. He's a good receiver. I mean, his best quality is his hands. I mean, he knows how to go up and get the football. He makes tough catches, does a really good job with jump balls, wins the 50-50s. He got great feet. He's got all of those things working for him. He is not, as far as like burst off the line, he is not super, super great. Like he's one of those guys that kind of needs to develop his route. But listen, he's, great hands. He's going to be a security blanket type receiver in the NFL, in my opinion. He's a bit undersized, only 5'11", and he isn't like ridiculous fast. Like he's not like a 4.3, 40 type guy. But as far as his, route running and his hands, he's going to win a lot of those like contested catches. He's a good player. I think Mekhi Lemon was very easily the third best wide receiver in this draft behind Carnell Tate and Jordan Tyson. Like Mekhi Lemon was that player. And I agree with you, Bryson. I mean, if this isn't the writing on the wall with A.J. Brown, then I don't know what is. I mean, they needed a receiver in that room anyway, but this certainly says a little bit something extra in that department.
This is the unofficial. This is the beginning of the end for the A.J. Brown era in Philadelphia.
Your picture is slightly fuzzy. Just FYI.
What are we gonna do?
No, I didn't know if you knew. I was just I can't tell you how many times I've recorded shows where I can see myself and it's picture perfect, and then I watch the show afterwards and it's all fuzzy, and I'm so pissed. I just wanted to let you know in case you couldn't tell. Now it looks better.
Well, right. And that's the thing. Like from my perspective, I look as crystal clear as I look like I have makeup on. I look so good. But,
don't? Really?
No, I don't. This is my natural skin.
Your natural look?
My natural beauty, Tim.
Oh, Mike.
We're good, Mike.
You're taking care of yourself, that big guy.
Thanks, guys. Thanps.
Of course.
Steelers, Bryson. Here we go.
Clock's running down to a minute. We still haven't made our pick. That makes me nervous.
Hey, boys. I'm going to sign off. I've been up since 4 a.m. today. So.
So what you're saying is that you're just not – you don't have the stamina.
He's not cut out for it.
Yeah, clearly. We're built different, Tim.
No stamina? 4 a.m. and I haven't even napped? Are you kidding me? I haven't even napped.
Tim's ready to throw hands.
No nap?
No nap.
I mean, Bryson, can we share this, by the way? So Tim is the new executive producer at WDAE in Tampa.
Daggum right he is.
I was going to say, that needs to be celebrated, my friend. That's good stuff, man. Working hard
Tim.
for it.
It's big time.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. It's been a good ride. Learned a lot, and I can't believe I'm about to finish up my 4th week tomorrow. So
tell the people where they can find you, because
station
you're at.
iHeartRadio 95.7 WD or iHeart app 95.7 WDAE. I'm part of the executive producer of the Nick Wise Show. So tune in every Monday through Friday, 12 to 2. We're on, unless the Rays are playing at 1, then we're not. So otherwise, yeah, it's been a thrill. I've been so pumped, and it's very happy.
Love that for you, brother.
I appreciate
that for you.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I mean, hell, to let me hop on the show, or start the show and hop on your station here. Like, it's, I wouldn't have this job if I didn't, join your show or join the Gryd. So thank you.
You gotta have the talent and the hard work and the work ethic to do it. And you're 2 for 2 in that regard, my man. So kudos.
Needed to point that out. 100%.
Appreciate that. Well, boys, thank you very much. I'll try to come on as best as as often as I can, especially
for sure
these big things. So
hey, get sleep when you can, Tim. Hey, don't wear yourself out.
Yeah. Well, I'm running off fumes, so appreciate it, boys. And
good night, Timmy.
Talk to you.
Good guy, man, for sure.
I love Tim. He's the best.
Who do the Steelers go with here, Mike?
Right now, so it's back to just us two, Bryson. We're just like the old days.
Last man standing. That's how we do it. God, I'm nervous. Because the thing is, all the best players are defense, and I really would like us to go Caleb Lomu here. He's the best O-lineman left on the board.
Caleb Lomu is yep, that's about right. I mean, look, I think the need for receiver certainly went down once you traded for Michael Pittman.
Yeah, for sure.
So that need certainly has come down a little bit. O-line is something I know that you guys have been kind of longing for a little bit. The Steelers, to me, have a fairly complete roster. Like, they're not in dire need of a whole lot. So, it's whoever they have the best grade on right now. So, I also wouldn't be totally surprised if they went something in the secondary. Like, if they took somebody like Jermod McCoy. If they took even a safety like Dylan Thieneman or Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, somebody along those lines. I don't think that that's totally off the table for them either. So we'll see.
By the way, they're playing Renegade right now, and the city is going absolutely insane, waving the terrible towels. This is awesome.
Nuts. Yeah,
this is awesome.
All right, it is crazy.
All right, who they got making the pick? They got, looks like, is that Jerome Bettis? I can't see. Yeah, it's Jerome Bettis. And looks like he's got some high school players with him. They're all waving the terrible towels. This is great. Man, I really hope this is Caleb Lomu, but as a Vols fan, I would be over the moon if we select my guy, Jermod McCoy.
Jermod McCoy is a special talent. Like I said, if he played, it's so weird to say, right? Like, if he played this last, because he didn't play a single snap this past season, but his 2024 tape is disgusting. So
the one, I was there at Neal when he had the one-handed pick against Bam. Like, he's
a crazy.
He's
talent.
special.
He's a crazy talent.
Let's bring in the chimes. Here we go. I think the bus is going to announce the pick. Hang on.
We always get stuck between a rock and a hard place here, Bryson, because we just have dead air waiting for the pick. Just
guys, I promise, if we knew something, we'd say it. I swear we would. All right, here it is. Ian.
Wow, they did take Ihanachor.
Okay.
Wow, man.
This is okay. Listen, I'm not mad at this. High upside. He hasn't played a ton of football, as we talked about earlier. I like it. We go offensive line. We need an offensive line. We need a tackle. Dude, so I don't hate this pick whatsoever.
This dude has crazy upside as an offensive lineman. He's not there yet. And that kind of makes sense for them because as far as their O-line is concerned, like, they're not totally, like, the cabinet isn't fully bare. But they definitely needed an upgrade, right? 6'6". He ran a 4.9 at his size, which is great. 6'6", 321 pounds. He ran a 4.9 at the combine. He is such a crazy athlete. Crazy feet, good length. Like, he's just like, as far as like physical traits, Max Ihanachor is right there with the best guys in the draft. Really, really is. I think he's a tackle in the NFL. I think he's going to play a lot of tackle in the NFL. And again, if they can coach him to a point where they can, figure out his technique, get him a little bit smarter, because again, he lacks experience. He hasn't played a whole lot of football in his life,
Yep.
right? He's got a crazy, Max Ihanachora has a crazy story. But he is such a gifted athlete, was born to be a football player, just such a good player. If they can coach him up good, he's going to be a really, really, really good player. Really good.
I'm watching his draft reaction. This is awesome. Looks like he's at home with his family, very emotional. This
The
is
guy
awesome.
sagging his pants, like showing his butt right at the camera. There's no way you didn't notice that, buddy. That thing was out. He's
an offensive lineman, Mike.
His pant, it wasn't him. It was like one of the guys at his party. He was like, that guy was showing cheeks on live television. Man.
One thing too, McCarthy seems to be excited about. Listen, one thing about McCarthy, develops offensive linemen, develops quarterbacks. So I like this a lot. Again, especially if we're talking about somebody who's not even close to the finished product. I like this a lot for the Steelers. I really do. I'm happy with this pick. I really am.
Yep.
And especially with the Broderick Jones, which I wasn't high on Broderick Jones to begin with. He is a penalty machine. But with the Broderick Jones news about him having a setback in his recovery process, like tackle, to me appeared to be the obvious go here. If it wasn't going to be Monroe Freeling or Caden Proctor, I'm good with this pick. So I'm happy. Wonder if, let's see, Asher's in the comments. My man Asher, former co-host on the Triple Option. He says, solid pick by the Steelers. Full moon out tonight on live television.
Yeah, there you
for
go.
sure. Yep, showing America, maybe some that didn't. We'll see. So the Chargers are on the clock right now. Looks like as picks in for the Chargers.
Mm-hmm. I know they wanted to go offensive line, but they're
can't
like
now at this point.
They're all gone. I mean, interior D line, I don't think would surprise me. Caden McDonald.
Yep.
Like that group of players. I mean, I'm stunned. By the way, like we didn't even talk about that from that angle. The fact that Caleb Banks was the first defensive tackle taken blew my mind. Ahead of
Peter Woods. Yep.
Ahead of Caden McDonald. Like ahead
That's
of
shocking.
those, like that blew my mind.
That's really surprising.
I'm curious of what the Chargers do now. Because again, I think they got to get better in the trenches. Edge rusher would not be terrible here. Keldrick Falk, Akeem Mesidor, it wouldn't be bad at this
They're
spot.
probably going to be in line, it feels like. Here's the pick. Akeem Mesidor. There you go. So they get their pass rusher. Again, they brought Khalil Mack back, but he's getting up there in age. This is year 13 for him. They obviously moved off Bosa a year ago. So getting the heir apparent, they get the other pass rusher from Miami.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's again very similar to what we talked about with Ruben Bain. I mean, he's just a physical player. He's somebody that will just keep fighting until the whistle blows. One of the things that I do like about Akeem Mesidor, again, pretty good athlete. I love that he took advantage of the opportunity that Ruben Bain gave him, right? When Ruben Bain was out there getting doubles, Akeem Mesidor popped. He really did, right? He's a very polished pass rusher. He's somebody that has a really good arsenal. The thing with Akeem Mesidor is he's 25 years old. He's the oldest player in the draft by far. So
this is like the Brandon Weeden of pass rushers.
That's what I'm getting at. Right. Exactly. But the thing is too, Bryson, is that he plays like it. He plays like an experienced pass rusher. So wherever he was going to end up, in this case, obviously with the Chargers, he's going to make an immediate impact. He's going to play a lot of snaps. He's going to look like he's been playing in the NFL for a long time. Now, again, I don't think he has the high upside that somebody like David Bailey has, that somebody like Ruben Bain has. I don't think he's got that high of upside, but I do think that as far as immediate impact, high floor players are concerned, I think Akeem Mesidor is one of those guys. He's not going to be a number one edge rusher, but he's going to be a number two edge rusher for a long, long time.
For sure. Dallas back on the clock. They made the trade with Philly, and they're now at 23.
Yeah, Caleb Downs. So they got Caleb Downs. They made the trade back with Philly. They're still on the clock, so it doesn't look like they've made a pick yet.
Let me see who's available.
I'm curious to see if they maybe are even interested in trading back again, because I know they were really trying to get a pick in round 2. I don't know if they're going to end up doing that. But again, keep stacking on defense, right? I mean, the receivers are gone. I mean, there's no receiver that you could take here that makes sense for them.
No.
With the value, right? You're not taking Omar Cooper. You're not taking Denzel Boston. Like, you're not doing any of that.
You think they go edge, Zion Young, Keldrick Falk?
Keldrick Falk. I've heard they like Keldrick Falk. That's somebody I know that they've had interest in. I know that they've had interest in the linebackers as well. Jacob Rodriguez, CJ Allen. They've spent a lot of time with those guys as well.
I really like CJ Allen a lot.
Jermod McCoy. Like, think about this for a second. You want to double dip in the secondary. I mean, listen, you got 2 first-round picks, right? You got a bona fide stud in Caleb Downs. Why not roll the dice on just beefing up that secondary with Jermod McCoy, a potential number 1 corner? Like, and again, the injuries are scary. Obviously, it's scaring a lot of teams because he's falling so far. But
sure,
like
the knee concern was as much of a concern as we thought it would be. And Dallas is
that gets me excited.
That would be unbelievable. You go from Dallas being one of the worst secondaries in the league to, if these guys hit, I think Downs is almost a guarantee to hit. Jermod McCoy, it's a matter of health. That would be my gut tells me it's Falk. I think they really, really, really need help on the edges. And if they could be able to shore that up, they've obviously got great interior defensive linemen. They added Rashawn Gary from the Green Bay Packers like that. Okay, the pick is in for Dallas. This is going to be really, really interesting. It's definitely going to be defense because A, all the best players on the board are defense, and B, I don't think they take the risk on McCoy. I don't think Dallas is in a position to do that at corner.
So here's Keldrick Falk's a good player. I just don't know that Keldrick Falk fits what they do. Like, Keldrick Falk is a very scheme specific player. He's a very 4-3 defensive end type of player. If they're switching to a 3-4 and they're going to need guys that stand up and edge rush and they have to kick Keldrick Falk inside, I don't know that works. So I know they like Keldrick Falk, but I don't know that fits for them. Again, somebody that I've heard a lot connected to the Cowboys recently is Malachi Lawrence. Okay. Now that guy gets after the quarterback. Like, that dude is a monster from UCF. He's a monster on the defensive line. So did they want to trade back and get a little bit more value by taking somebody that they like in that sense? That wouldn't surprise me either. So again, this is interesting for the Cowboys now. I mean, I think when they traded up to go get Caleb Downs, we kind of had a feeling of what they were going to do. This one, I actually don't know. I obviously we're assuming that it's defense, but where in that's
got to be defense
where we can kind of speculate at this point.
Just looking at best again. This is just according to ESPN best available, but it's 4 DBs: McCoy, Thieneman, McNeil Warren, the safety from Toledo, and then Avion Terrell from Clemson.
I got to be honest with you. I'm surprised Dylan Thieneman is still around.
I am too. I thought he would go to Minnesota or Carolina.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what they end up doing. I'm curious. I mean, we're going to find out in a second, but I don't know. We'll see. Listen, I'm happy either way. I mean, we got Caleb Downs. I'm pretty happy.
It's been a good draft for Dallas. It really has. Let's see. Okay. Looks like EJ said, it looks like we've ruled out two names according to EJ's comment, but here's the pick. Goodell's coming to the podium now. Malachi Lawrence. You called it, Guido.
Told you, yeah. Malachi Lawrence. I'm telling you, I really think they looked at Malachi Lawrence and they really liked him. I mean, again, to me, I think Malachi Lawrence is a tad bit high. Like, this is a tad bit high for him. But again, you're talking about a defensive end, Bryson, who's 6'4", 253, and he ran a 4.5 40. Like, he ran the same time. This kid, he ran the same time 40 as Jordan Tyson. Like, that, this is what we're talking about here. Like, he's such a freakish athlete, right? Like, he just gets after the quarterback here. He's got crazy bend. You know, this is an edge rusher. This is somebody that you can put in a lot of different ways, right? Crazy first step, you know, and something that gets talked about a lot with edge rushers that I don't usually mention is like closing burst, right? It's things that like once you get close to the quarterback, can you finish the play? And Malachi Lawrence can absolutely do that. So here's the reality of their situation, right? And Malachi Lawrence, the big weakness for him is run defense. He's not a terrific run defender. But if you're a team like the Cowboys and you've got Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams and you just beefed up the interior defensive line, right? And you've got other edge guys that kind of set the edge and close that run in. I think this is a good pick. I really do. Like, if you were just basing it off of Malachi Lawrence's pure pass rushing ability, his ability to get after the quarterback, he's a top 5 edge rusher in the draft. Easily.
And you mentioned about his speed too. Like there's an element of that translating to playing in Dallas, on turf, indoors. Like that's definitely a plus for the Cowboys. So Caleb Downs, Malachi Lawrence, how you feel about Dallas's draft? I think especially that they got some
really good
picks back in return for the ones that they got in the trade with Miami.
Yeah,
pretty good.
I think it's really good. I mean the fact that like Malachi Lawrence, I get it. Like there are a lot of people that mocked him into the second round, and like I get all that. But towards the end, again, Bryson, a lot of stuff happens in like the coming days, right? The 2-3 days that lead up to the draft, like right when the week starts, a lot of stuff changes. That's when teams really finalize their boards and they get the intel of like who's going to go where, right?
Yep.
I'm telling you, right, if Malachi Lawrence wasn't picked by the Cowboys here, somebody was going to take him in the first round. Like teams thought about Malachi Lawrence there. So I like it. I really do. Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence is a good haul of players for your defense. You're getting quite possibly the best defensive player in the draft, right, to help your secondary. And then Malachi Lawrence, who just gets after the quarterback. And now you've got a pass rushing duo with him. Let's exclude Rashawn Gary for a second, with Donovan Ezeraku, who showed you a lot last year, and now you've got Malachi Lawrence on the other side. Like Dallas might have something here. They could have a mean defensive line next year.
And what if you're a Cowboys fan, what if there's a situation where you're able to find a way to get a Rodriguez or a CJ Allen? Now you get all 3 levels of your defense basically taken care of in the second round. When's Dallas' second round pick? They've got it at
Dallas doesn't have one. The next
they don't have one. That's right. That's right.
You're 92. Right. That's their next pick is 92. So again, I know they were trying to get back into the second round, but listen, they were able to trade back, pick up a couple of 4th round picks, and recoup what they lost with Caleb Downs, and got it in a better way.
This is the first time in years where I think we can genuinely say, like, Jerry did. Now, is this Jerry having less control? Is this a situation where other people in the Cowboys front office are making
been good they've always been good in the draft.
They have.
So, but this one feels like, again, with 2 first-round picks, it really feels like they made the most of these picks. Like, it really feels like they made the most of it. Malachi Lawrence, they clearly had graded over Keldrick Falk. They clearly had him graded over Cassius Howell and Zion Young and like over those guys, which is fine, right? Sure. I'm not, Malachi Lawrence as a pass rusher is mean. So we'll see if they can channel that athleticism and turn him into a real legitimate, like frightening pass rusher. And I think they can. He's a good player.
Take a quick break. We'll come back with the Cleveland Browns pick. But up next, Barry Grant Jr.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant. And you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't. Instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
Good stuff from Barry All Even Podcast. Here's the pick by Cleveland.
Wow,
that's an interesting pick. Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M. They needed a weapon. They needed an offensive lineman. They got both in the first round.
I know. I'm surprised that they didn't take Omar Cooper. I really am. Like, I'm surprised that that's not the direction they went in. Concepcion's a good player though. Like, good burst. He's one of these guys that like is really good after the catch. Really dynamic with his feet. He's a bit undersized, right? He's under 6 feet, but he's one of these guys that is going to make an impact, right? Like, he's one of those receivers where he's going to fit in really, really nice. He's got like some drop problems at certain points, but again, if you can shore that up, you've got a real good receiver on your hands. So again, this is a team that needed more weapons, like desperately needed more weapons.
Yeah.
So they get Casey Concepcion, they get Spencer Fano today. It's been a good draft so far for the Browns. It's been nice.
And they've acquired more picks. So like they're in a good spot where, again, how we've talked about earlier, how they've managed their quarterback situation this offseason and probably how they're going to do it in 2026 leaves a lot to be desired, asks a lot of questions. But if they find themselves a spot where they don't think Shador's it, God knows Deshaun isn't it, they can get their quarterback next year and he's not in hell, so to speak, as it pertains to the roster, get a tackle. Concepcion obviously got Myles Garrett on the other side. He had the defensive rookie of the year at linebacker. Like, Cleveland's in good shape.
Yeah.
So this is, and I don't like saying that as a Steelers fan and as just an overall hater of. Now, see, I don't hate Cleveland people. I hate the Cleveland team. I hate the delusion that Cleveland fans have. It's just it grinds my gears. It really does.
Yeah, I get it. We're all crazy.
Yeah, it's just a little. The Bears are on the clock. This got to be pass rusher, right? Zion Young, Cassius Howell, maybe 2 Aggies going back to back.
D-line is what I would look at.
Caden McDonald, okay.
Yeah, Caden McDonald. Like, I would say D-line is certainly their biggest need. Yeah, I would say D-line is something they gotta tackle here. Edge rusher, interior, whatever it is.
Because they're obviously stacked offensively. Caleb Williams is the big-time bounce-back year. Ben Johnson looks just as good as advertised. In year one, really the only position they're good at defensively is corner, so they won't go, McCoy or Terrell. Boston Cooper on the board, Keldrick Falk.
Right. There's a lot of corners. Like, there's a lot of good corners out there. I mean, listen, Jermon McCoy, Chris Johnson, Colton Hood.
Kid from Colton Hood, kid from South Carolina too.
Brandon Cisse is still out there also. Like, there's plenty of guys out there. Avion Terrell, obviously, like, there's corners out there. I think you're going to see like early second round, like, again, unless they start coming off the board now, like early second round, I think you're going to see a big run on corners.
Well, I think you could see it the next pick with Buffalo because Buffalo needs some help, in their secondary.
They could use a corner too. They could use a safety. Also, keep in mind, Buffalo would be a great spot for Dylan Thieneman.
Well, a lot of people had McNeil Warren mocked to the Bills because they assumed Thieneman would be off the board by this point.
Right.
That maybe changes some things. So that's and Brandon Beane's got to hit on a first round pick at some point.
Yeah, the Bills are interesting because their needs are so cut and clear. Like, they could use an edge rusher, they could use a corner, anybody in the secondary, right? They could use a corner, safety, whatever it is. They could also really use a wide receiver. But again,
screw the Buffalo thing. They're not making the pick at 26. Houston is. There's a trade. Houston Texans are trading to 26.
Houston was at 28, so I'd imagine Buffalo traded back to that.
This has got to be low move for. I mean, again, we don't want to jump the gun on Chicago, but this got to be a low move for Houston. Like, they need offensive line help in the worst way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious whether or not they would take a tackle or they would take a guard. They would take somebody like Chase Bisantis or something like that. Like, would they, go interior, Emmanuel Pregnon? Like, would they go somebody of that ilk, on the interior, or would they take a Caleb Lomu as a tackle? Because again, like, once you get past Caleb Lomu, there's not a lot of tackles left.
No,
I mean, they're already, pretty.
It's a top heavy draft at tackle for sure.
It's very top heavy, and I would imagine Caleb Lomu is going to go in the first round. So we'll see. I'm curious.
Let me try and see what Buffalo got in return.
It's gonna be small stuff. I would imagine it's gonna be a 4th or a 5th.
Oh, no, the Texans actually, it's multiple picks involved both ways. So the Texans get picked 26 and 91. So they get a third-round pick in exchange for 28, 63, and 168. So does that mean Buffalo is 2 second-rounders then?
Buffalo would then have to, unless they didn't have one before.
Let me check.
But wow. So Houston traded up and gave up their second-rounder. Wow.
Buffalo did not have their second-round pick. So this would give them one.
Let me tell you something. That's a great move by Buffalo then.
Yeah.
That's a great move by Buffalo.
Again, we've talked about it, but the Beans got to hit in a first-round pick. Like I think, listen, now that McDermott's out the door, it's like, okay, now we're kind of looking at you as the guy who's not been able to, in theory, put the roster around Josh Allen to make a deep run. So, yeah, it'll be definitely interesting to see what Buffalo does. They could go receiver. I still think there's going to be, we talk about a lot of corners being available. Concepcion going off the board here. Again, my man Chris Brazel's available. Boston, Omar Cooper. Zachary Brands, there were some legal issues there. Jeremy Bernard. Like, I think we find ourselves in a spot where we could see a bunch of receivers go like early second round. Where would Buffalo? So they got, what pick did they get? What was the exact number? 69. Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. So yeah, those guys won't be available by then, I think. And this, okay, Schefter just reported the Niners are attempting to trade the 27th pick. So we could have back-to-back picks post-Chicago being on the move. I imagine, yeah, San Francisco trading down makes sense. Here comes the pick for the Bears.
It's been a fairly solid trade draft so far.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of movement.
By the way, the reason I'm doing this, I'm trying to like see around my ring light, see the TV, and hear Goodell. Thieneman, yep, they go Thieneman. Okay.
Wow, so they went safety. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense for them. That dude is such again, like.
He's a hitter, man.
He's a hitter, and he's a smart football player. Dylan Thieneman is a smart football player. Now, here's the thing, like, that's one of the things about the safeties of this draft is they really do have like a quarterback of the defense feel to them. They really do. Like Dylan Thieneman is a really nice player. Really good coverage instincts. Great speed. Like you said, he hits. This guy really is a good tackler. Does not let guys get by him. Don't let him get downhill. He's not a great man coverage kind of player. So like, I don't know how like successful he's going to be against tight ends or if he's going to have to move down and play nickel. Like, I don't know where that's going to land for him, but as far as like a center fielder, box safety kind of player, like Dylan Thieneman could do a lot for you. He's pretty versatile in that respect. So good pick for them. I really thought they were going to go defensive line.
I did too.
But this is a good move. He's a really good football player, and it isn't like the Bears couldn't use him. They could absolutely use him as well. So this is a good pick by Chicago.
I'm really shocked he fell this far. I really am. I figured he'd go at least before 20. Houston now, they don't have it updated on ESPN, but Houston's going to be on the clock at 26. It's got an NBA feel to it. Like, oh, this pick, but it's actually going to this team, and it might actually get traded to this team afterwards. No, but it's going to be Houston on the clock. Again, Lomu feels like, maybe I'm wrong, but Lomu feels like the pick here. We talk about the demise of the Houston Texans offense being changes in play calling and Stroud's regression, some of that being related to the lack of production from their offensive line. Listen, CJ's in a spot where I don't think I don't think the Texans will exercise that fifth-year option just because of the consistent regression. Like, this needs to be, we're going to give you protection, and Tank Dell's hopefully going to be back. You've got obviously Nico Collins. We need to see you get back, if you're not all the way to what you were as a rookie, closer to end of rookie year, start of year 2, because it's been rough. We've got to trade, though. Before you respond to that, we got to trade. The Niners are trading the 27th pick to the Dolphins. So the Dolphins now have the 27th pick. And the Niners get obviously number 30 and number 90. So they get a third-round pick in return.
Okay.
So there you go. Curious who Miami would go here. Again, Hafley's a defensive guy. A lot of DBs on the board that could go for.
Yep.
Again,
Houston is I'd imagine it's got to be O-line. It's got to be wrong. Like,
has to be.
I think their needs lie a little bit more on the interior than tackles. But again, whatever offensive lineman you feel comfortable with, I think, and then you work around what they actually have to do. I think that's kind of what you're aiming for here.
Miami's made some movement. Okay, so the Niners get 30 and 90. The Dolphins get 27 and 138. So a fourth round. No, I'm sorry, that'd be a fifth round pick or fourth.
138 is, I think, a fourth.
So Dolphins have had an interesting draft. So they trade with Dallas, back a pick. This is interesting. So they had 30, then they move up to 27. Okay.
Miami is interesting because Miami has Miami had 8 picks within the top 90 or something like they had some crazy number. But I don't know. We'll see if they end up using some of that for other purposes, or if they're just going to try and use them all and retool. The Dolphins certainly are in a state right now where they kind of need to rebuild what they do. So again, we'll see.
How about Carson Beck? Just keep him in Miami.
Hey, listen, the guy knows how to win there, right?
We've seen more shocking things.
You certainly have.
Ty Simpson, I'm still kind of processing
that frazzled me. That did.
Yeah. Here's the pick for Houston. Keelan Rutledge to the Houston Texans.
Wow, they did go interior.
Yep.
They did go in. So Peter Schrager was right about that, about Keelan Rutledge going in the first round. That's something.
Georgia Tech.
Rutledge. Yeah, Georgia Tech. That is, so it isn't quite Cole Strange.
No.
But this is Keelan Rutledge, in my opinion, was a second-round player without a doubt. Look, man.
This is where they go need. You said they've been going best player on the board. This is Houston going need anything.
It certainly is. Yep. They certainly went need. Keelan Rutledge is a good player. I think you can move him in, guard, center. I think you can play him, pretty much anywhere. He's got strong hands. Good all-around player. Again, he's not as far as form or anything like that. He certainly is not 100% polished. Needs help with footwork, needs help with hand usage. So it's interesting, but he got a lot of love in the pre-draft process. So certainly there were people that liked him a lot. So Keelan Rutledge, it is not a total shock that Keelan Rutledge goes in the first round.
Again, they went need. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the Dolphins pick, which they just traded with San Francisco. They'll be then followed by Buffalo, Kansas City, San Francisco, and then the Patriots and Seahawks, the 2 Super Bowl teams. Be back after a quick break. Talk about Boys in the Zone, EJ Savage.
Cowboys Nation, what up? It's your boy EJ Savage over here at Boys in the Zone, where it's everything Cowboys related, from the latest news, off-season talk like training camp and draft analysis, and of course, during season game breakdowns and commentary. Would love to see you in the chat kicking it with myself and other members of Cowboys Nation, whether it be a guest that I myself bring in, or Cowboys fan forum videos where I bring you guys on, or even other chat members. We're always live on Twitter and YouTube talking the boys. So really, the only thing left to say is, how about them Cowboys? See you there. Peace.
By the way, I saw EJ and Mike's mock draft the other day. EJ looks good with the beard. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I was, it's funny. It's funny, man. He's very, I saw him and I was surprised. I was like, what happened to you? He looks like he was like he lived in the woods for a few months.
I feel like you had a similar reaction to me, in the reverse. I remember when they did the 2022 NBA draft show, and I just shaved my Warriors playoff beard, and I looked like a SoundCloud rapper.
You shaved, dude. Well, it was less about you shaving the beard. It was the flat brim hat that was clearly too big for your head. That was the thing that gave it away for you. You looked like Lil Bryson or something like that.
Lil Carver, something like that. We'll see.
Yeah, right. Lil Carver.
We'll carve.
You could have listen, that's not a bad rap name. That's not a bad rap.
That one hasn't
name,
been taken. It feels like everything's been taken. That one's still on the board, I think. So we can work with that. I have no bars is the problem. So I'm kind of
No, you're not
dead
a
on arrival there.
freestyle rapper guy. No.
Oh, no chance. No chance. No chance. Miami now on the board. Pick is in for the Dolphins, it would appear. Let's see. So they went
Caden Proctor. I mean,
Caden Proctor. Okay.
Jermod McCoy would be a hell of a pick here. Jermod McCoy would be something.
I feel like, okay, so 2 mock drafts ago, I had McCoy falling all the way to the last pick to Seattle.
That'd be filthy.
I mean, that would be ridiculous. I feel like we're in a spot where he doesn't fall to a team, or he falls to a team where they're willing to undergo the risk. Clearly, the knee is a bigger story than, I should say a bigger story. The knee is the concern that people thought it was going to be.
Teams are certainly worried about it. Now, here's the thing. Like, it's not like they've taken other corners ahead of him. Mansour Delane's the only corner that's gone in the draft so far.
Yeah.
It's the only one, right? There's been more safeties drafted than corners. So, and that's shocking. So I think clearly teams think that Jermod McCoy is the next best corner, but are they willing to take the risk on using their first round pick on him? Clearly, so far, the answer has been no. So we'll see if a team like the Dolphins, who could use a corner, would be willing to take the risk here. Again, with as many picks as they have, and they took somebody pretty safe in Caden Proctor earlier, do they roll the dice here and take the gamble on the injury?
Do you think there's a chance that Jermod McCoy's teammate Colton Hood goes before he does?
Yeah, certainly possible.
Wow.
Certainly possible.
I think I had him mocked to Kansas City in my last mock draft. That would be shocking to see him go ahead of McCoy, but we'll see what happens. Commissioner's coming to the podium to announce the Dolphins' next pick. I think Mike and I both think it'll be defense. Wow, they go DB, but it's Chris Johnson.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Wow.
You said second corner off the board. I don't think any of us saw that coming.
I'm telling you, I think a lot happens, Bryson, in the days leading up to the draft. Like the days, right? Chris Johnson, again, for the majority of the draft process, was a second round player. Like, no questions asked. He was going to go in the second round. But over the last week or so, there's been first round buzz about him. Now, again, Chris Johnson's a really good player. He was not somebody that I had in the first round. I was anticipating him going in the second. And it's just because I had corners that were graded above him, right? I had guys like, again, Jermod McCoy, Colton Hood, like those guys graded above him. But again, a lot of people like his style of play, right? He's a zone corner. He's somebody that's going to drop back in coverage and hunt the football. He's somebody that will create turnovers at the NFL level, right? Really good at processing information. He's a really good player. So it's interesting to see what they're potentially doing here. But certainly a good player, a high riser so far in the draft process as of late. So interesting pick by the Dolphins.
Quickly, a fun comment from Drew, former Tennessee Titan Chris Johnson. He's got that getting away from the cop speed. I love Gus Johnson. He's the GOAT. We've got another interdivisional trade, if you can believe that. The Patriots are moving to get the 28th overall pick from the Buffalo Bills. This is, how about that, in return for number 31 and number 125. So those are the terms of the deal. Do you think? No, they don't need a corner. They got Christian Gonzalez. They're gonna. We think they're getting AJ Brown. Oh, yeah, they could go linebacker. CJ Allen, I think, would be a good fit there.
Edge too. Keep an eye on edge too.
Zion
Guys like
Young,
Keldrick Falk, Zion Young. It's going to be those guys. Cassius Howell too.
I think EJ Savage makes a great point. A lot of teams had 9 to 13 player with true first round grades. Look, this isn't a draft. You hear a lot of the analysis talk about, like, this isn't one where it's just top heavy with crazy talent. Like it's a deep draft, but not a ton of crazy upside, which is why when you get a Caleb Downs falling to Dallas, it's kind of shocking.
And that's why you're seeing guys like Malachi Lawrence and guys like Chris Johnson go in the first round. It's for reasons like that.
For sure. Here's the Patriots pick. Caleb Lomu. They go Caleb Lomu, so they add that offensive line.
Traded up to get the tackle. Wow.
Yep. They needed help up front.
Campbell on one side and Caleb Lomu on the other side. That's pretty bookend.
Yep. So back-to-back years, they addressed the 2 tackle spots. Your thought on Caleb Lomu? I'm a little surprised he fell to 28, but he goes to the New England Patriots here.
This is about where I expected him to go. He's a good player. He's a bookend tackle, strong kid, physical. A lot to like about him. A lot to like.
Do you think Campbell moves positions potentially? No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Caleb Lomu is going to play right tackle for the Patriots, and Will Campbell's going to play left, and they are going to protect Drake May as, some of the best bookend tackles in the league. They are going to have a lot of success with those 2 guys at the end of their O-line.
My guy Dylan, who's a Patriots fan, says there's the Morgan Moses replacement. No question about that. Yeah, definitely get a lot younger. Make sure that you're able to address the tackles positions. Kansas City on the clock. Denzel Boston makes a lot of sense for the Chiefs here, I think.
Yeah, any of the receivers, Omar Cooper, Denzel Boston. They took Mansour Delane. I know that they really want to improve their O-line, and I think that's why the Patriots traded up ahead of Kansas City. But we'll see. I think, I don't know. Since they took Mansour Delane, they're obviously not looking at their secondary anymore. I think receiver is certainly something that they could look at. Omar Cooper, Denzel Boston. Those are really the 2 names I would look at right now. I'd be surprised if it was anybody else, if it was a receiver.
Drew's a Chargers fan. He's in the comments. He says, at least your pick made sense, Dylan. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the Chargers selection of Akeem Mesdor. I think it makes sense. I actually like the pick for the Chargers.
I agree, too.
In that spot. EJ says, I don't know if you guys mentioned, but the Colts played Dallas this year, which should be fun to see another brothers duke it out.
Yeah.
Am I Caleb Downs and
Josh Downs?
Josh Downs. That's who it was. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty dope. I wish we never got to see Diggs brothers play, which is a real shame.
Yeah.
I think there's some injuries.
There was a point in time where I thought Stephon Diggs was going to be a Cowboy for that reason.
Yeah. Dylan, well, what can I say? The Patriots organization knows how to slide to good position. Oh, jeez. I got to clock out. Been a pleasure watching the show. God bless y'all. Shout out to Dylan. Good guy. Good friend of mine from Florida. Pick is in for the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, I had Colton Hood mocked Kansas City. That's obviously not going to happen now with Mansour Delane.
They could double dip. I mean, that's not impossible, but I'd find it pretty shocking.
Yeah, with 2 first-round picks, that would be very shocking, especially as many DBs are on the board at this point. I think Denzel Boston makes a lot of sense for them here. I know some folks had suggested if Sadiq had fallen all the way to 29, like, okay, maybe you think about the Kelsey replacement, but obviously now that's not an option now. They could go edge. Keldrick Falk's on the board. They need help on the edges.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it'll be either receiver or edge. Like, I think it's going to be one of those 2 positions. It'll be Omar Cooper, Denzel Boston. I think somebody like Zion Young fits them very, very well.
Yep.
Just with his speed, like I think he fits them really, really well. And again, I look, once we get to this point, Bryson, it's so tough to predict, right? Because we're just kind of
guessing,
right? We're guessing, but we're also trying to fill needs, right? So Kansas City's a team that, again, they traded Trent McDuffie. They drafted Mansour Delane. So what happens now for them? You know what I mean? We'll
for
see.
sure.
I'm on the edge of my seat. We're shaking now.
We're shaking. All right, we're going to take
the back end. A lot of moving the back end of the first round. We thought it was going to be a little higher up, but there's a lot of movement in the back end here. Not a lot of teams having their own first round pick towards the end here.
I really thought we could potentially see San Francisco's trading back again, just right on cue, with the New York Jets. The Jets are trading back into the first round.
Back in. Wow.
So the Jets get number 33. Wait a minute. Okay, that's a typo by Schefter. Schefter says
that's at 33.
Yeah. So the Niners will get 33. The Jets will get 30. And the Niners also get pick 179 in the deal. Yeah, I think Schefter mistyped that. So Jets will have 3 first-round picks. How about that?
3 first-rounders. Yeah.
That's really interesting.
So they took Sadiq and they took Bailey. I don't know, corner.
You think they take? Well, here's the thing too. The question with McCoy's knee injury, you want to put him on MetLife Stadium's turf? That feels like a risky proposition.
Maybe it's not McCoy. Maybe it's Colton Hood.
Could be.
Maybe it's Colton Hood. Maybe it's Avion Terrell. Like, could be something like that. They could take Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. Like, they could take a safety.
That's true. See, it looks like they're waiting for the commissioner to come out and make the selection. Yeah, I'm still really excited about the Inatra pick for the Steelers. I feel like that. I think I had him mocked 31 to New England, so New England did end up going tackle regardless. I was hoping for Monroe Freeling. I think he's going to be a better player in the league, but Inatra is definitely somebody who McCarthy in that staff in Pittsburgh can develop.
Yeah, he's a crazy freak athlete.
Here's the pick for Kansas City. Peter Woods. Wow, they go interior lineman.
Yeah, wow.
So they got the heir apparent to Chris Jones, evidently. That's interesting.
He can play alongside Chris Jones. I mean, Peter Woods is more of a versatile defensive tackle. Like, he's a very modern day defensive tackle, not a true nose. He's somebody that can get after the quarterback from the inside. I mean, he was one of these guys. Peter Woods, before the draft process, right? Like, if we're talking about like the beginning of the college year, right? He was one of the top players in the draft, right? He was one of the top guys to look out for. And then he had a little bit of an underwhelming season at Clemson, right? So yeah, it's a little bit, we'll see what it looks like for him. But I mean, Peter Woods is a nasty player. This guy can really get after it. He's got a mean first step, great swim move kind of player. Like, he's got good hands. He's a nice player. So this is somebody that's certainly going to help their defense in a big, big way.
Kansas City going 2 defenders in the first round. Folks thought that they might go receiver to try and help Mahomes with the instability there. Right. Again, there's some pretty good ones still on the board, so they could potentially wait till round 2 to make that selection. The New York Jets now on the clock. Again, they traded with San Francisco. Niners just keep trading back. I feel like Buffalo did this. Was it a couple of years ago that kept trading back? Now they ended up taking oh my gosh, what's his name? Wide receiver from Florida. Is it one from Florida State? Wide receiver got benched mid-year. Healthy scratches. Keon Coleman. That's who it was. Yeah. Yeah. So that obviously didn't work at all. But the Jets pick is in. EJ Savage says he finally made it home. Yeah, Keon Coleman. He's reminding me in the comments. Finally made it home. I'd love to have EJ on the show tomorrow. That'd be fantastic.
Massive storm where EJ is. Like,
yeah.
He sent me the picture. Like, let me see if I can hold on. I'll pull it up on my phone right now. He's like, this sky is scary.
Like, tornado warning scary? Like,
here, I'll hold it up to the camera. Look at that sky that EJ sent me. Like it is
smoke.
Like crazy. Right. It looks like there's a black sheet over the world right now. Crazy.
That's crazy. Drew. There's about 20 positions of need for the Jets. Yeah.
There is.
One of them being owner, by the way. But unfortunately, you can't draft those.
Maybe head coach too. I mean, we'll see.
Head coach. Yeah. Hey, listen, it could be a situation where Detroit brings back Aaron Glenn like that. We've seen situations like that happen before, like with Josh McDaniels. Here's the pick for the New York Jets. Okay, the Jets are going with Omar Cooper Jr., so they get the receiver.
They do.
At the end of the first round.
So they got a receiver and Kenyon Sadiq.
And Sadiq. It's been a pretty good draft for the Jets. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I am like they've had quite an interesting draft. Certainly. Yeah, Omar Cooper's a nice player. I mean, listen, he's somebody that the reviews have been kind of up and down with him. Obviously, had that big catch against Penn State.
Catch of the year.
He's got good hands. And he's got, one of these guys that's very technically sound when catching the football, right? Catches the ball away from his body, Has a good, he's got a knack for finding the soft spots in defense. He's not a terrific route runner, but as a receiver that'll fit inside of a system, I think he's going to work really, really well. Really good control with his feet. He's really good in open space. So if they can find opportunities for him to just get the ball in his hands and let him work, Omar Cooper's going to have some success. So it's a nice pick by the Jets. They get some weapons for presumably whoever their quarterback is going to be next year.
Whoever their quarterback's going to be. Geno Smith's taking him to the promised land. Didn't you hear what they said in New York?
That's true. Yeah. Well, listen, I know. Right. Well, again, whoever's after Geno Smith, but we'll figure it out.
If he means by promised land, he means getting them the number 1 overall pick, then yeah, there's a very real chance that happens. Bills are on the clock here. Who do you think they go with this draft selection? Because you mentioned, do you think they go McCoy here? You think they take the swing?
I tend to lean no on that.
By the way, Alfred loves the Jets pick.
Yeah, I'm sure Alfred doesn't hate Kenyon Sadiq now.
Yeah, there you go. 2 nice weapons.
Right. And Kenyon Sadiq's going to be they're going to be able to do so much with that guy.
For sure. Wilson and Taylor will be in there. Again, you can never, the Jets are one of those teams, again, I think Drew kind of mentioned a couple of comments ago, they just need players. Cleveland's in a very similar situation. And like you said, Mike, just putting themselves in a spot where the job is easier for the quarterback of the future. Arch Manning could be.
They now have legitimate, actual offensive talent. They have personnel. That's a good thing.
Of course.
So they're showing that I'm watching ESPN, right? They're showing the Titans are on the clock. But
I think
the Bills trade back again.
They did. Yes. Tennessee's on the clock. Wow. But Bean's doing the same thing he did 2 years ago. So the Bills, so officially,
they're just trading completely out of the first round.
Yep.
Wow.
This is really interesting.
They are stocking up on late round picks.
So who does Tennessee go with then? Let me see if I can find the term. I'm sure it's available. The terms of the deal.
Jermod McCoy. This is where I would take him.
To Tennessee, stay in state? Okay.
I'm telling you. So they took Carnell Tate.
Yep.
I don't know. Edge rusher, linebacker.
Can't find
Tennessee's roster is not good either. I mean, they could go in a lot of different directions.
Trying to find what. I imagine Buffalo got a second rounder. They had to have, right? The second, third rounder, maybe.
Yeah, Tennessee had whatever it was, 36 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine they traded back to that spot and then got something else.
Oh, so they had to take Goodell off the stage because he was about to announce the Bills, or I guess in theory the Bills pick. Well, no, because the trade happened.
So Mel Kiper has been didn't Mel Kiper retire 3 years ago? And then I thought Mel Kiper had this big thing where he was retiring and
pulled a Keith Jackson.
Right. Yeah. He just came back because he couldn't stop doing it.
Of course.
He couldn't stand being with his wife that much. So he made him come back.
Pull to Tom Brady. In that regard.
Right. 100%.
Okay. Goodell's announcing the population. Listen, we knew Pittsburgh was going to show out for the draft, and they're going to continue to. It's been a great host city for sure. Great football town in Pittsburgh. Here's the pick for Tennessee. Keldrick Falk. You mentioned edge. They go edge here in this
spot. Keldrick Falk. He was invited to the draft. I was imagining he was going to get picked. So Keldrick Falk. Yep. Again, this is a guy whose draft stock definitely took a fall a little bit. Because again, Bryson, he's listed as an edge rusher, but he's really more of a traditional defensive end. He's really not a crazy pass rusher. He's a run defending defensive end. And a lot of those guys have some trouble translating to the NFL because if you're struggling getting after the quarterback as a defensive end, and like you're forced to just kind of set the edge, and it's tough to make big money that way. You know what I mean? So, but listen, he's a big dude, big time, like 6'6", 285. Like he's got real size. He's a terrific run defender. Like let's make that perfectly clear. And if he can just develop a little bit more of an arsenal as a defensive end, like then he might be a real solid player. You know what I mean? So if Tennessee can get a little bit more out of him than just run defense, and they can get him to rush the quarterback a little bit more consistently than he has over the course of his career at Auburn, then they might have a real solid player there. So this is a good, safe pick for the Titans. At the very least, he's going to be a productive, run-stopping defensive end for them. So it's a pretty solid pick for them at the end of the first round.
By the way, Schefter just tweeted that 5 of the last 6 picks in the first round were traded. Yeah, like you said, we did a lot of movement at the back end of the draft. My man John Rivera, Fan Perspective, says, "Let's go Jets. Going to sleep well tonight." Yeah, I imagine you are. Like again, you address the offense like Guido said. In addition to Garrett Wilson, you got Mason Taylor. Like Breece Hall, by the way, feels like he's going to get traded every year at the deadline. He remains a New York Jet. So they're in. It's weird to say the Jets are in a good spot. I don't want to say they're a good spot. They are the Jets, but definitely some optimism moving forward. I don't want to be mean. I like Jets fans. Like Alfred, John, Barry's okay.
It's just the Jets. It really is, a shame what that franchise is.
Yeah, they're a clown show. Okay, the Seahawks are on the clock, defending Super Bowl champions. Again, I mentioned a couple mock drafts ago, I had McCoy falling to 32. This is a team I think
is Jermod McCoy really going to fall out of round 1? Like that's so shocking. That would be shocking for me. I would be floored if that happened. Can I be honest with you, Bryson? I'm really surprised Seattle's not trading out here.
Well,
Seattle's got 4 picks in this draft.
They've made their selection. I'll just go and tell you it's not Jermod McCoy. So McCoy's going to fall to round 2. That's unbelievable.
Somebody's going to get a steal in round 2.
So let's look at let me look at round 2. So because there's been a bunch of trades. So San Francisco's got the first pick of the second round.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, they could steal this guy. San Francisco, Arizona, Buffalo could steal him. The Raiders, Giants, Texans. I imagine he'll be gone by that point. That is truly shocking. Both Tennessee corners falling to the second round. That's really interesting.
Yeah. Yep. Carnell Tate, Keldrick Faulk's a good draft for Tennessee.
It is.
Keldrick Faulk and Carnell Tate is a good draft for them.
Shout out to EJ Savage. Great analysis and commentary, y'all. Appreciate you, EJ, for being active in the comment section. Drew, Dylan, Alfred, John, everybody who's active in the chat tonight. We appreciate it. Again, we'll be back tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time for rounds 2 and 3. It's gonna be fun.
So I have to check my calendar real quick because I might have to bail on you tomorrow.
No, let's to be fair, I had to bail on you last year for day 2, and occasionally I'd like tune into my phone. I'd see like you just all by yourself manning the ship. I felt bad. So
yeah, so from 6 to 8 tomorrow, I'm gonna be pretty occupied. But
no worries.
I'll try to get back on.
I'll try to take time off
afterwards.
Jeez, how dare you, Guido?
Yeah, I know. It's like I have a life or something. I don't know.
You're not just breaking down tape all day. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
My gosh.
I know. What am I doing with myself? I am pretty upset with you though. And it's not, I'm fairly upset with you.
Okay.
Only because, and it has nothing to do with last year. It has everything to do with when you were in New York City for House of Highlights.
Oh,
you didn't even make a single effort to come see me in the city.
I was there for like 48 hours. Like I had to.
I know. But Barry and Alfred went to go see you and not me.
The next time I'm in New York City,
we're linking up. We're linking up.
Gosh darn right we are. Gosh darn right. EJ Savage, only 2 corners went in the first round. That is shocking. Especially
if Seattle didn't take a corner, right? Seattle definitely didn't take a corner then.
Didn't take a corner. No, it's so like we said, McCoy's falling to round 2. I actually think I've already seen the pick. I think you'll like this one for the Seahawks. Because I had seen this player mocked to Seattle in some mock drafts.
If it's not So if it's not a corner, I would guess that it's Zion Young. That would be my guess.
Let me go ahead and put it in the system here.
So that
I
it
just
pops up. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
like, here's the thing. We're not ESPN. We're not NFL Network. We're not any of these. Like, we have
got
to
his
do
crap
everything
manually.
ourselves, okay? We're very blue collar.
Yep.
Okay? Not a bunch of them white collar rich folk that get everything done for us. Nope.
If we could have like an AI system maybe to put it up for us,
No.
that'd be cool.
Listen, man, I still, speaking of Seattle, by the way, I'm still stunned that Sam Darnold led them to a Super Bowl.
Good for him.
Just that story to begin with is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Sam Darnold,
It really is.
Pure bust with the Jets.
Where you land matters. Where you land matters.
Oh my God.
Here's the pick for Seattle. Bro, back away from the mic, man. This is okay. So he's pulling like a full. Whoever this guy is at the podium is pulling like a full Drew Pearson, except he's like a half inch away.
Oh my God,
bro. Guys, he's announcing the pick. Jadarian Price does go to Seattle.
Wow, they did take Jadarian Price. Wow.
Get their Kenneth Walker replacement. Both Notre Dame running backs go in the first round.
Stunned. I can't. So, yes, I've seen it plenty. I have. I've seen that happen plenty. And Jadarian Price was definitely the second best running back in the draft. Like, I don't think there was any question really about that. I am so stunned that Jadarian Price went in the first round. I really am. I'm stunned. Yeah, I really thought Jeremiah Love was going to be the only guy that went. Now you've got both Notre Dame running backs this year in the NFC West.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But he's a really physical runner. I mean, Jeremiah Love got a lot of the playing time in Notre Dame at Notre Dame, but he's a pretty nasty runner. I mean, he plays a lot like what Kenneth Walker did for them. Like he does have a lot of that same skill set. And once he gets up to that second level, once he gets into open space, he's pretty gnarly fast. Like he's got really sneaky speed. He's a bit undersized, right? But again, I love the fact that, he's a hard runner. He's somebody that's going to split the tackles really, really well. He'll do well there. He'll do well. I'm stunned that he went in the first round. Stunned.
So you pair him up with, here's the thing. Am I crazy or did Charbonnet lead? No, Charbonnet's still, but Charbonnet got hurt at the end of the year, though.
Kenneth Walker left, but
Kenneth Walker's going to the Chiefs. That's okay. So Seattle's now hoping that he can be their RB1 for the next few years. Okay, so that's it for the first round. Overall day one takeaways, and we can, I guess, get into some of the guys that are still on the board. But overall day one takeaways, just off the bat.
A lot of trades at the end. I mean, a lot. I mean, Houston with a trade, Miami with a trade, New England with a trade, Buffalo trading out, San Francisco trading out, Tennessee trading back in, Jets trading back in. A lot of trades. The Cowboys moving from both picks certainly is notable. Honestly, I mean, I would say the first real surprise of the night was the Giants taking Arvell Reese. Yep. Like that really stood out. Like that was something I did not anticipate. And he's a phenomenal player, but I'm really curious of what their plan is for him. And then I think that the Giants did do well though. Like Arvell Reese is really, really good. So is Francis Maui-Noa. Like they did really well. Cleveland, I think, had a nice draft.
I thought Cleveland had a very good draft.
Spencer Fano and KC Concepcion is a nice draft.
And acquiring more picks, by the way.
Chicago getting Dylan Thieneman at 25 is really, really good. That's a good one. I would say another one that really kind of shocked me was when Minnesota took Caleb Banks. Like that felt,
and that he was the first
high.
Interior defensive lineman off the board too. Like that, yeah. I think that added to the surprise.
Caden McDonald is going to go second round. Like that's pretty crazy. Caden McDonald's a beast.
Yep.
So, hey, listen, you never know what these teams are looking for, right? But a ton of O-linemen went, right? A lot of offensive line in a draft that people said was not a great O-line draft. Like there wasn't like that blue chip offensive line guy. There was no Penny Sewell in this draft.
No.
Right? I mean, we saw how many offensive linemen went, right? Fano, Maui Noah, Proctor, Ioane, Blake Miller, Monroe Freeling, Max Ihanichor, Keelan Rutledge, Caleb Lomu. We had 9 offensive linemen go. 9. That's a lot, man.
Yeah, that is. But again, what talent there was, we talked about what talent there was at offensive line. It was kind of top heavy. It wasn't necessarily that deep. There were like these guys, you weren't going to find them in like the 3rd round or something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not bury to me what I think is going to be a massive story tomorrow is Ty Simpson going 13th to the Rams. You were high on it, obviously, or at least you understood the move in the sense that, hey, McVay knows offense, McVay knows how to develop quarterbacks, and he's going to be the heir apparent for Stafford. I think it's not that shocking that Simpson, him going 13th is a little surprising. It's the fact that the Rams are in a position, again, it's so similar to Green Bay in 2020 with Jordan Love, where they're kind of in a spot where they can draft luxury positions because of how stacked their roster is.
Yeah.
And they ahead, they look for the future. That's an interesting strategy. Obviously, they're in love with the kid. They must feel about him the way Orlovsky feels about him or something. They must see a longtime franchise quarterback, Ty Simpson.
Right.
So that's it's an interesting move. Again, McVay, Shanahan, like these guys we trust on offense, but that's a very fascinating move by the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah. Looking at some other picks. Mekhi Lemon to Philly. By the way, one was awarded the best receiver in college football a year ago.
Yeah, writing on the wall with that. Certainly with the implications for A.J. Brown.
No question.
Ruben Bain falling to 15 also for Tampa Bay. I mean, I think that was one of the big steals of the draft as well.
People took the arms into consideration.
They did. I mean, a lot. And listen, and there's real reason to be skeptical of that, right? Like you look at the track record of defensive ends with short arms, and it's not great. Like teams have real reason to worry. But Ruben Bain is such a monster off the edge. Like I love his play style. I love the motor on him.
Yep.
I can't help but think he's going to be successful. Jordan Tyson going as early as he did is something that,
it's not surprising based on who he went to, though. I think a lot of mock drafts had him going number 8 to New Orleans.
I think Jordan Tyson was a talent worthy of being top 10, but everything that you heard about him for so long was like, this kid's a problem. This kid is not, like you heard so many excuses of why he shouldn't go as high as he did. The injuries and everything. Like I heard all of that. So that again, the big theme for me, Bryson, I'll say it this way. The big theme for me for this draft is how much a few days can change things. Like that really is like the big thing for me. You talk about how like Jordan Tyson became a top 10 pick. Ty Simpson became a top 15 pick. Again, I want to bring up guys like Malachi Lawrence becoming a surefire first rounder, Chris Johnson, Keelan Rutledge, right? Becoming first round picks. Again, these are guys that super late in the process became first round draft picks. So that's really, I think, a theme of tonight is like, guys like Jermod McCoy and Caden McDonald, who we were like certain were going to go in the first round, they're going to be available on day 2. But Malachi Lawrence and Chris Johnson and Keelan Rutledge are off the board. Like that's the stuff that's
shocking.
That makes it fun. That's the stuff that makes it crazy. So,
and again, you talk about all the corners on the board, the 2 Tennessee corners, Terrell's on the board. In the secondary, McNeil Warren's on the board. You mentioned, I forgot about Caden McDonald. He's on the board.
Yeah.
This is the kid from South Carolina is on the board.
Yes, Cisse.
Some wide receivers, Branch, Brazel, Bernard. Like this is gonna be a fun day too. I'll tell you one guy I think is gonna be a steal tomorrow is gonna be CJ Allen from Georgia. I really like that kid. I think he's gonna be a really good player.
Both linebackers. I mean, think about that too. like CJ Allen and Jacob Rodriguez are going to be available tomorrow.
Yep.
Like, I thought at least one of those guys was going to go round one. And I thought later in the process that Rodriguez was going to sneak into round one. CJ Allen, I kind of had a feeling was going to fall to round two. But
I had him mocked to Dallas at 20 a couple of mock drafts ago if they were willing to take that swing. But
yeah, the Cowboys spent a lot of time with CJ Allen in the pre-draft process. So that was not, totally far-fetched. I thought Dallas had a really nice night. I really did. Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence are two very good football players. And they were able to trade back, get some picks. Like, they did well. I think the Cowboys did well tonight.
And the Cowboys do not have a second-round pick, correct?
They don't. And they don't pick until around the end of the third either. But they've got a bunch of fourths now. So, again, the fourth round is where they're going to shine tomorrow, it looks like. Because they got 112, they got 130-something, and they got another 140-something and a 150-something. Like, they've got some picks on Saturday. So
just over the course of the next 2 days, I'm interested because the Steelers have, I think, the most draft picks. I've talked about their draft capital for months. Most draft picks they've had since 2000. So they've got a lot of real estate if they want to move up to get somebody they like. By the way, Schefter tweeted that I guess this is what Goodell was announcing earlier. The city of Pittsburgh, this says broke. I'm going to say shattered the all-time day one attendance record, 320,000 fans in attendance. For the NFL draft. The previous record was 275,000 in Detroit 2 years ago. So shout out to the city of Pittsburgh. Unbelievable job by the Steelers fans. They've done a great job hosting. Okay, so I guess last thing I'll ask, what do you expect to see tomorrow early against San Francisco they kept moving back. San Francisco's got the first pick of the second round. So I'm really curious to see what happens with Jermon McCoy if he goes in the first 5 picks of the second round. Yeah, San Francisco, Buffalo.
He's got to go.
The
guy's got to go. Jermon McCoy is too talented of a player. I'm stunned that he fell out of the first round. Stunned. Like, that dude, I thought that dude could have gone top 10. Genuinely. Like, there was real speculation, Bryson, that he was going to be the first corner off the board.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there were people thought that
I think Delaney,
four-man sword Delane. Like,
yeah, Delane was definitely the safer pick. But McCoy, I'm with you. He's more technically sound. He's a ball hawk. Like he's the whole freaking package.
Crazy talent.
He's great.
Awesome talent. He just didn't play last year. And again, like, the knee isn't totally cleared up yet. So teams are nervous.
Sure.
We'll see.
It's a legit concern. We'll see what happens.
Getting him is getting a steal, though. I'm telling you right now. Like, if you're a team, think about this. If you're a team like Atlanta or Green Bay or the Colts or something like that, and you didn't have a first-round pick this year, okay, and you can nab somebody like Jermon McCoy in round 2, you got a first-round pick, buddy. Like, guess what? So, I don't know. Day 2 is – I always find day 2 to be super, super interesting. You always win the draft on day 2. That's what happens. Rounds 2 and 3, those are that's where your team gets filled, are those rounds. So, important day tomorrow.
It's a good promo for tomorrow night. That's all we got for tonight's Gryd Network NFL Draft Live Reaction Show. Again, we'll be back tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time, live on YouTube, Twitch, X. Appreciate everybody for stopping by tonight. Thanks for chiming in the chat. Shout out to Tim, Paris, Arthur for joining us early tonight. Mike Guido, great stuff as always. Mel Kiper, draft aficionado, Daniel Jeremiah, whatever comparison we want to throw out there for you. Great stuff as always tonight. And hopefully we see you at some point tomorrow night.
You sure will.
For sure. Hope everyone has a great night. We'll see y'all tomorrow. God bless y'all. Peace out.